Who's ready for the Dirt Life Show?
What's going on? It is. It's really nice. It's getting a little bit of gray going on in there, though. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the age thing.
Dude, I'm feeling a little better now. Have you ever had anyone throw up right before your show?
That's how nervous he is, dude.
Dude, it ain't the nerves either. It ain't nerves. Dude, yeah, the dirt life is just too big for me. It just really got me. No, good old Lyme. Gotta love a nice migraine.
Guidus wants to know who's faster, Corbin.
Oh, it's easy. Oh, I think we're probably better off on YouTube than Facebook. I don't know. Sorry, Facebook people. I'm not on there. Dude, I feel it. That's how it is when I'm on my sim. That's what happens when you live out in the middle of nowhere. Or coast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a dude on here at 3. He's the man.
Welcome Thank you guys very much for joining us this Monday night for episode 96, man, 96. That's Axel Hodges' number, too. He lives in Southern California as well, but, man, I can't believe we have 96 episodes of this dang little show about off-roading. So thank you guys very much for joining us tonight. We have a fantastic show for you guys lined up. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. We're going to talk about racing. We're going to talk about family. We're going to talk with our buddies Seth Quintero, Ronnie Anderson, and they're going to call in and talk with our featured guests tonight. Over here to my far left, we have Corbin Leaverton. What's up, Corbin?
Sir.
Corbin is a professional side-by-side racer. He races for Polaris Razor along with a bunch of other sponsors. He's a championship works driver.
Yeah.
And in the middle here, we got badass himself, Cody Bradbury. What's up, Cody?
Not too much. How's it going, guys?
And Cody is also a professional side-by-side racer that races for Polaris as well. And, man, these guys have so many accolades to their name so far. And their team, I don't know what you guys call it. Do you guys have a name for the whole team yet?
It's always just kind of been under CB22, but we should probably think of a name.
I feel like I've thought about that lately. I feel like we could probably use a name, but I don't know.
You don't do like one of those massive motocross team names, Troy Lee Designs, Red Bull Gaskets. You got to remember like 60,000.
Like 4 sponsors lined up. Yeah,
it's like a whole sentence for just a team name. Just do it something cool like Team Cactus Cooler.
Yeah, originally we were
sweet.
Bradco, so originally we were Team Bradco. I guess we got to tell them that.
I kind of like that. So, all right, so we're going to talk about all kinds of fun stuff. Thank you guys very much, like I said, for joining us. I'm Georgie Hamill. I always forget to say my name, so Shelby Anderson's cheering me on over there. One thing that I want to talk about right before we get started is it's your brother Lincoln's birthday today,
Yes, it is. My younger brother Lincoln.
We should all throw a shout out and play some, some applause for him today. Yeah, happy birthday, Lincoln.
Stinky Link, 19.
19 years old already?
Yep.
Dude, he's that much of a shredder on his dirt bike too, right?
Yeah, he's hurt more than he's not hurt. But
right now he's shredding the scooter around because he can't walk.
So he's still shredding?
He's shredding.
Technically.
Well, you've seen him on his 110, right? One-legged.
Oh, my God, dude.
Yeah.
He's killing it on his 110. Yeah, so anyways, you guys can join us on any of the platforms. You can join us on YouTube. Not tonight on Facebook, but you guys can join us on YouTube, as well as Instagram. We're on Instagram Live. You won't get the full production on Instagram, but you'll be able to hang out with us. We're getting a bunch of comments and everything already, so keep commenting in. We'll try to get to all your guys' comments, but if we can't, then just keep chiming in there, and we'll get to it sooner or later. These guys have a whole bunch of fun stuff to talk about, so you guys can make fun of them. You guys can hang out with us tonight and just have a good time. Like I said, we got Seth Quintero. He's going to call in a little bit later. Ronnie Anderson's going to call in. We'll probably talk some Texplex racing. We'll probably talk about some of your guys' wins in the Works Series, that kind of stuff. I think it'll be pretty cool because, man, I've only been to one Works race, and I liked it.
Yep.
And you guys will be able to educate me a little bit about that form of racing on the side-by-side. So I want to thank all of our sponsors before we get started with tonight's show. But before I do that, like I said, you can join us on all the platforms every Monday night at 5 o'clock. On Thursdays, we also have an Instagram live feed, so you guys can just check that out. That's just only on Instagram, but it's kind of cool. We call it the Industry Insider, so you can go over there and you can kind of get behind the scenes. Like it's pretty cool because there's information that a lot of people don't get to see, like in a normal post or something.
Yeah.
So, man. Like, we have every audio platform that's available. iTunes, Google, Spotify, Amazon, all those bad boys. So pick us up on any of the platforms that you guys have as your favorites. And let us know what you think, man. Give us some interaction with us. Hang out in our DMs, man. You guys have been doing such a great job. We really love all your guys' messages and everything that you guys are doing to help grow the show for us. The show is brought to you by the fantastic guys over at Shock Therapy. They've been part of the show since day one. Justin and his team over there do some fantastic stuff with ride improvement systems for your UTV. They can do your shocks, revalving. They have awesome steering racks for some of the cars like we have behind us, like the Polaris Razor, the Pro XP, the Turbo S. Obviously, they have Can-Am products as well. So go check some of that stuff out. The guys over at KMC Wheels, man, they have been a partner of the show since from Wheel Pro since day one as well, and we can't thank those guys enough. Ryan Edwards and Ryan Gaitis at EFX Tires, man, those guys have just been helping out so much, and we really appreciate if you support the brands that support us as well. The guys over at Zollinger Racing Products, Travis and his team, do a fantastic job innovating and making new things for the industry. So please, always support the sponsors that support us. You can use the code TheDirtLife at ZollingerRacingProducts.com and get a big old discount. The guys over at CryoHeat, Have you ever seen any of the metal treatment that they could do?
Yeah, I actually ran transmissions a couple years ago with them. So
those Pro Mod transmissions.
Yep. I've had them in a few different cars.
Dude, they're almost like bling, like jewelry for us racers, right?
They're like too nice to run.
I know. That's what I always tell Josh too. I'm like, I wouldn't want to mess it up. But anyways, you can get any of their metal treatment services. You can send in or get a Pro Mod transmission like Cody used to use a while ago, or you can even do axles, CVs, and all that stuff, just to help treat the metal on your UTV. Less rolling resistance, the faster you can go in those little horsepower motors. So call Josh over at Cryo Heat and tell him Dirt Life sent you. And thank you guys, or thank you to all the guys over at Solder Weld. They make welding blankets and off-road repair kit that you can put in your race rig or your play rig, and you can repair your race or repair your ride because you can bond metal on the go with just some MAP gas. So use the code DIRTLIFE over at solderweld.com and save a whole bunch of money on any of their products. So like I said, thank you guys very, very much for supporting the people that support us. We really, really appreciate it. We're going to do a couple things tonight that are a little different. We haven't played Are You Smarter Than a Third Grader in a while. So we're going to see how that goes.
That's going to be rough.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like Corbin might have a little bit of an edge because he's younger than both of us.
Exactly.
But then I think that the edge might go back to you because you have younger children, too.
Yeah,
this
I don't
guy's
know.
got a
But
college degree,
they're
too,
not,
dude.
They're not in third
fair.
grade yet, so.
Yeah, but the college degree is totally wiped out
Yes.
because
I'm just a dumb homeschooler, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be rough on me. I'm going to try. I'll give it my best.
I got a software engineering degree, and I have failed Are You Smarter Than the Third Grader so bad. Like, it was horrible, dude. So
I've pretty much forgot everything I learned in college. So
yeah, there you go.
It's all gone.
So it'll be pretty fun. But you know what we should do? We should have some of the audience members on Instagram and on YouTube chime in when we do the third grader questions.
All right.
They'll probably smoke us.
Dude, I feel like they will, too.
Yeah.
Or they're going to give us the
They'll be
answers.
looking it up on
Phone a
Google.
friend.
Yeah, they're gonna. Am I allowed to use my phone when we do this or no?
You're going to have to be pretty quick because there's a 10-second limit.
All right.
So you can ask Siri, but
Yeah,
then that's going to give it away to Corbin.
Yeah, it will.
So like I said, we have a fantastic show for you guys. It's going to be pretty cool to talk with these guys about the stuff that they've been doing. And one of the main things that I wanted to do on tonight's show, the last couple episodes have been a little bit more serious. We talked about, a little bit more serious stuff and industry stuff. So I just want to have a good time with you guys, man. Thank you guys very much for letting us come to the shop here in Northville, California. It's pretty cool. As you guys can see, is this a new race car behind us on the one that's naked right here?
Yeah, this is actually Corbin's car. I have an identical one. It's actually not here right now, but these are the ones that we just finished. We raced them last round at Texplex. So they just got done. They're not powder coated yet, so they're a little bit of a pain in the butt to keep clean.
Did you guys have to have a Scotch Brite party on this one?
Oh, yeah.
Corbin
I
got
spent
down.
a solid day out there tweaking on it, but it looks pretty now.
Dude, it looks good. Like the metal's looking pretty sweet. Travis Pointer just commented in and said he's not good at math, and but he's out for anything else. So he can really appreciate some of this, though, some of the fab work that was done on this. Who built this car for you guys?
Car 1.
Yeah, it's done right there in Lake Elsinore. He did everything: arms, cage, bumpers.
So I don't know what you guys can see, like how much you guys can see behind us here, but the cars are built fantastic, man. And then this is last year's race rig behind us here, the red one.
Yep, she's for sale, too. Someone need a good works car, it's all yours.
Dude, dude, try to sell it now. You don't even need Craigslist. You just use Dirt Life, dude.
Let's start a bidding war on the live right now.
Yeah, there you go.
Give me some offers.
I wish I could talk like those auctioneers.
Super fast.
Dude,
100, give me 100, give me 100, give me 100. How much are you going to sell that bad boy for? However much somebody's going to pay for it. Dude, it looks cherry still. It looks so good.
It's in pretty good shape, honestly. Like,
so
we're pretty OCD. We keep our stuff pretty clean. So.
I was talking to you and Shelby before at the when we were kind of moving things around to get it set up for the show, and I was like, dude, did you race this thing? You're like, yeah, it's a year and a half old. I'm like, dude, this thing's like brand new.
That one's beat. You should see the one in the back. That's mine from last year. I'm making a play
cleaner.
car. It's only got I think it's got 10 hours on it is all it has. So.
Oh, dude. Travis said, I'll pay you $1. You cover shipping.
You need a few more zeros, but it's a good start.
So thank you guys very much for chiming in and hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate, that's one of the things that I was going to say is, like, I really appreciate the cleanliness that you guys have. You guys have a lot of organization, and that goes a long ways when you talk about a team effort and racing in general, right? Like, I think we actually talked about it on your previous show that we had remotely. With COVID.
There's a certain amount, Corbin's working on stuff at different times than I am, so if we're not organized and we don't know what each other needs to do, then it just gets all jumbled up and it becomes a mess. So there's kind of a lot of hands in the pot around here at all times, so we got to be pretty organized with everything.
Yeah, and I was noticing that too. Like you guys were having just some simple conversations over tacos, which we had before the show, and talking about stuff that's going to happen in the future. But everything is really set. Like there's a director. There's like people that talk about what they're going to do. There's people that follow the rules. There's people that help out building stuff and driving to the track and all of the different things. And it's pretty cool to see that because side-by-side racing is pretty new. But there are some teams that are doing it really well, and there's some teams that are just going like ad hoc, and they're just kind of trying to figure it out. And you guys are one of the teams or the efforts that I see really being cohesive with all your design and sponsorship deliverables, and also with the way that you structure the race days and the practice days and the prep days and all of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that you kind of have to have, if you're going to race at a high level in anything, whether it be off-road or racing street cars or dirt bikes, whatever it is, you have to have a certain level of, whether it be discipline or professionalism to make things run efficient. And like you said, we're kind of, working at stuff on different times, and there's multiple people out here kind of working on things, and you kind of make sure everything's organized and kind of have a plan set for, the next years and the next races, and, just being organized and kind of making sure everything runs smooth and efficient.
So I agree 100%, but that is, he says it humbly or mildly, but that's the recipe for success. That's not just how you have to be, because there's a bunch of people that don't do that. I mean, it's off-road, right? Like off-road is a pretty loose sport or whatever you want to call it. A loose hobby or sport, whatever. And there's only a few teams, and that's why I'm so, I admire you guys so much for doing that, is because there's very few teams that keep that level of professionalism and cohesiveness. I like to use the word cohesive because it's really what you guys do. I mean, from everything from your helmets to the outfits to everything.
Yeah, no, I mean, really the only thing I think that we're running different this year is the second digit in our number and our helmet paint job. Everything else is the same. And I think that, sponsors, it's nice and clean. And don't get me wrong, there's some sponsors that want something else. And, we try to align ourselves with the ones that want to be represented the way that we like to represent. And it needs, I don't know, in my opinion, everything needs to match. And when you have multiple cars and everything, is not put together the same, there's kind of a lot going on.
Yeah, it gets too unprofessional at that point. I forgot who commented in because the comment already passed us, but they said OCD overload for sure.
Dude.
I love that though.
That's my mother-in-law. She knows me too good, dude.
But that's perfect though, because that's I didn't have as professional of a team as you guys do now, but that's the way I was too. Like everything, there was a checklist for everything. There was setup sheets. There was setup sheets for past races, so we had a baseline. I ran it just like you guys do for like a professional motocross team would have.
Yeah, and honestly, dude, I think we're kind of just naturally more that way, right? We're not really like the party guys or the off-road is full of like a little bit of that and then a little bit of just like, it's off-road, we can kind of do what we want. And like we're kind of naturally more that OCD type. Both of us are, and not much are like partiers or wild. So both of us are kind of already gonna be that more clean-cut style, and we like all of our stuff to look the same. And we try to put off that image because it's what we really are. That's us.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
We like to, like you said, like deal with the deal and work with the sponsors that want that same deal.
Does it ever backfire and people are like, I don't know who's who on the track? Like, does your wife or anybody like your
family
father
hates it? Yeah, our family hates it.
Yeah, they're like, can you guys do something like put a light on there, a different color or whatever? And actually, we do have rear lights that are different colors this year, but. Yeah, no, it was a problem, especially last year with the cars being bright red and all that stuff. We'd come around the first turn and one of us would be towards the front and one of us would be towards the back.
Seth Quintero says, drop the knee.
Dude, hey, this is me. I always got my leg crossed. Leave me alone.
So, no, he's ready for you to propose, dude.
No.
So what? So there's that. You want to talk about that
early, huh?
Yeah, had to bring it up right at the beginning of the show before you call in, jerk.
Killing me, Seth.
So a little bit of a funny thing is if you want to look at the Instagram stories that Corbin posted and the Dirt Life Show posted, is Seth made fun of Corbin's girlfriend Shelby and said that she's going to get proposed to today. But we already talked about it before the show, and I was like, if an off-road guy proposes on a tiny-ass off-road show, that's a total fail for a proposal. Like, you got to go to the beach or do something cool. Like, come on.
I love your show, but yeah, I would feel pretty bad. I think old Shelly would be a little mad at me.
You got to do something elevated. We're just like...
Yeah, now it has to be some big thing because she's expecting it now.
But you're gonna have to be there so you can get it on the show now.
We're a ways away.
Ask Hudson. He always knows who's who. I don't know what that comment was directed for.
Hudson knows it all. He's got it down.
Pretty smart kid. So, what are your kids' names, Cody?
Hudson and Hayden.
Yeah. So
two boys, a 5 and 7-year-old.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Do they like razors?
So the older one is all about it. He drives a 900 out here in the hills. No racing or anything yet. I'm trying to kind of push that back as long as I can. I know it's inevitable. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But the other one, man, he's just full superhero kid. Like completely different. Yeah. In his own world at all times, shooting spider webs to just. I'm surprised you didn't get shot with any on the way in.
Really?
Like he just. I don't know. He rides a quad around a little bit, and he has a Stasic that he rode, and he rides bicycles, but he still loves the superhero stuff.
That's pretty cool, though. I like the difference because they both can complement each other, right?
They're polar opposites, polar opposites. Hudson is race life all the time.
Well, because he likes what Dad does.
Yeah, and I mean, he's honestly, I feel like he's a fan of any racing period.
What does he do when he sees like RJ in his Pro Tour or something like that?
He gets pumped up. Actually, Shelby took him over there. RJ gave him a tour of the shop and gave him a bunch of a backpack and hat and a bunch of cool stuff. So that was pretty cool. He was excited. I'm sure he was too shy to actually enjoy it when he was there, but he loves everything that he got there that day. So
dude, the kid's living the dream.
Yeah, no, he gets to do a lot.
Travis Pointer said, "I propose in front of my mother-in-law's trash can." Oh, please don't do that, Corbin.
No, don't worry, Shub. I'll give you something better than that.
All right, so the internet's going pretty good. We really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Another thing that I was going to talk about was kind of on those same lines of the family stuff is you and your brother, did you guys have those same, I don't know, like polar opposites when you guys were growing up, or were you guys both like raised in the dirt?
Like yes and no. Like I see a lot of similarities like in his boys and Hudson and Hayden, and I was kind of always, I don't know, always just more kind of had my deal set, like I liked certain things I like, and Lincoln was that type like Hayden is. You ain't gonna tell him nothing. Like he's gonna do what he wants to do, and he ain't gonna do anything different, Like I still think Hayden one day it's gonna flip, and he's gonna love dirt bikes and love it all. Like Link is the same way, like you can never get him to, unless he wants to do it, he ain't gonna try it. But once he decides he's gonna try it, you ain't gonna tell him no. Like he's doing it, and he's set on it. So I don't know.
Well, and they're so young, so it's like,
no, and I don't know. I'm not pushing him to it. I mean, I want him to, obviously, but I'm not pushing him to go that direction or anything like that. Regular sports is fine. Anything. Just the superhero stuff. It's really weird just because, I was around Corbin and Lincoln a lot, when they were little, and obviously now too, but they were never really like that. So it's just something completely new for the whole group.
It's funny.
He runs around in a Spider-Man outfit and all kinds of stuff. Like he goes for it.
I think that's pretty cool.
And he just don't care. He just doesn't care.
It makes it so much, it adds a little bit of flavor to it, right?
Yeah.
And then so when, and I know the show's about you guys, but I'm trying to lay down a framework of you guys' lives and stuff like that. But that at some point when Hayden becomes a little bit older, if he does want to get into racing or into a side-by-side, he's going to be the creative one. He's going to be the one that wants to have a bright yellow car or whatever it is, like the flare.
That's honestly that's exactly how Lincoln is. And to be completely honest with you, Lincoln is hands down better than Corbin and I both.
Oh yeah, way more naturally talented than anything he does with
hands
both of
down.
us. Yeah.
He showed up at what was it? Havasu last year. Hadn't driven a Razor in 3 years. Raced his little sister's RS1. It's a white one.
Yeah.
And the dude was running second in the pro stock class and seriously hadn't driven in forever and ended up putting it on his side
really?
with half a lap or a lap to go. So
just goes full pepper the whole time.
Yeah, he's good.
I mean, you've seen him on a bike, dude.
Yeah.
He'll smoke kiss on a bike now, but he's just gonna do his own deal, it's cool. I wish I was more that way. He's more free-spirited or whatever you want to call it. But, way more naturally better than both of us.
That's pretty cool, man. The only thing that I am concerned about here is my body's not doing very good, and it's mostly because of motocross.
Oh, that kid's done.
I want Link to have a long career, man. So we got to make sure that he stays. We should put him in a bubble, like everybody
He's got to stop hurting
himself. Because you said he just broke a foot?
Yeah, I think he shattered his heel or something. Just messed around in the front yard.
In our front yard,
dude. He never gets hurt doing the crazy stuff. It's always on his 110. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The throttle stuck on the 110 track in the front yard, and he just overjumped it. My wife called me.
What,
and
he
was like,
weeded on a double?
Yeah, he just launched it to flat.
It's always the little stupid stuff.
Yeah, I was telling Corbin earlier, like, I have a big rod from the top of my hip all the way down to my femur. Like, dude, it's massive. It's probably, 10, 12 inches. Like, it's huge, and it holds my whole bone together. And for some reason, it felt like somebody's been drilling into the side of my leg today. Like, it hasn't hurt for 2 years. And
Hank had one of those. He had it. He actually got surgery again and got it removed, got the rod out.
I heard a bunch of people saying that. Is that like a deal? Like, it makes it feel way better?
He was growing too much, I think, for him to leave it in.
I heard it was growing, and then the doctors were saying if he was to crash again and it bent in there, like, it'd be big time problems. It'd be better just to break the bone again. So
yeah, just keep it.
I'm no doctor.
We've been saying that, bubble him up.
Yeah, he needs it. Kid needs it.
So if you guys were going to take a guess just between you two, then, because Lincoln obviously waste us, but who's a better guy at doing wheelies on a dirt bike?
Oh, I got you covered right now. Maybe in his prime.
In my
he might
prime,
give me a
for
fight,
sure,
but
me.
Are you like 12 o'clock boys? You like 9 o'clock boys? Like, where are you guys at?
See, I'm old enough to where 12 o'clock boys didn't exist. So yeah, no, he's got me covered on wheelies for sure.
I don't know. I don't even ride dirt bikes much anymore. I sold the big bike, but the 110 at least still.
Really?
Bikes, yeah.
Are you 12 o'clock on the 110 then?
Dude, I don't know unless I don't loop it out. We'll see.
You smoke your tailbone?
Yeah. I still think I got Cody covered for a while at least.
You think any of the girls could beat you guys at wheelies these days, or you guys would have to step it up again?
Don't even bring that up.
Why?
Now we're going to have to talk about my little sister who just road rashed herself on the 110 the other day.
Oh, dude, I heard about that. So she's all good now, or no?
Yeah.
She's I don't know. She's kind of tore up. She's sitting back over there. She's I could see the scabs out from underneath the sweats right there.
It's cool that you guys, like today, I went to the gas station here in Nuevo, and there was guys riding quads and razors down the street, and I was like,
every day.
I feel like I'm in Arizona. Maybe this is a good place to live.
All times of the day, dude. All night.
It's the boonies, but honestly, that's why we're here. I mean, I have a general that when I park my truck, like on the weekend from work, I don't even pull it out of the garage. I drive the General everywhere, anywhere in town. So
yeah, he doesn't drive the General on any streets, ladies and gentlemen, at all. But yeah, so I was pretty stoked on it. But you guys can mob 110s and stuff around here too, because you guys are far enough out, right?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. And honestly, like as long as you're not being an idiot, like the cops are chill about it too. Like as long as you're just cruising around, we went to El Camal, down to the taco shop. Yep. We always cruise down there on 110s and all that. It's
most of the cops around here have the stuff too. They have razors. Like I've had cops come over and check everything out and be all pumped on it.
Well, because they probably see the little 110 track right on the side of your house.
For a while, we were like the only ones in Nuevo that had razors. So anytime that anyone was out here riding and they ran from them, they would come here and automatically thinking it was us.
It was
definitely
I've had a few.
in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's pretty cool that you guys can do that. It brought me kind of back to my Arizona roots or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I thought it was pretty cool. We'll wait for Seth Quintero to call in a little bit right here, and we'll talk and see has he ever been over here and rode the 110 track?
Oh yeah, he hasn't been over here in a bit, but yeah, Seth's always over here hanging out.
All right, Seth. So if you're watching, try to join us right here, and then or I can actually ask you to join too if you can't get in. It's pretty cool that you guys do have that freedom though, because you guys both work really hard, by the way. But it's neat to be able to see that because there's a lot of people that live in cookie cutter houses or in neighborhoods and stuff with HOAs, and they can't actually have that freedom. But I feel like that makes it so much easier for the stuff that you guys do. You have your own shop on the property and things like that. It's so much fun,
for sure,
easier access.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I actually lived down the street, a few years ago, and we sold that house and built a house next door, basically right here, and it makes it nice. Like, I mean, I work a full-time job, so I get up early in the morning, 5:30, and come work on race cars before I go to work. So it makes it nice to be able to just walk out of my back door and kind of walk up here and start doing my thing and then just go right back home. So it's easy.
It's way better like that. Plus, it saves so much time. You don't have to drive to a shop. Look at this big Red Bull guy on the line. What's up, Seth Quintero?
What up, guys?
How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Dude, we're firing on all cylinders over here. We even had Corbin actually was firing pretty good at before the show, too.
Dude, yeah.
He lost his lunch. He got nervous.
Yeah. Gotta love Lime, dude.
No way.
I had the worst migraine for the last hour and seriously threw up right before the show. And it wasn't because I was nervous. I don't get nervous that. I promise. I had the gnarliest migraine.
No, here's what it is. Listen, you were too nervous to propose to Shelby's.
Dude, yep. You got me. You got me, Seth.
Yeah, that's what it was. I know.
Hey, Seth, are you driving your car right now?
Yeah, just working on her, and then figured I forgot I had to call in, so I got on the line.
Give us a nice background.
I was like, oh, shoot. Got to get in there. But, yeah.
Jamie Bradbury says, I'm so ready for Shelby to be my granddaughter.
My grandma.
That's so awesome. Hey, so what have you been up to these days, Seth?
Nothing much. Vegas Reno's coming up quick, so I've been putting in a lot of work in the garage. Got that new shop. Been trying to slowly move stuff over to the shop, get the shop ready. But not a whole lot. Just been really getting the power out around here.
So you haven't been you haven't had enough free time to come rip the 110s with these bad boys?
Yeah, what the heck,
those guys always show me up. Every time I go over there on a 110, they show me up, except for the wheelies. I'll cover them on the wheelies. I got them dialed.
Yeah, Seth's got his wheelies dialed. I'll give him that. He's got his wheelies dialed.
Nah, anything that those two do, they're good at, and I don't get. So I usually don't end up coming over because I get jealous and frustrated that I suck at everything. So I just don't come over anymore.
Hey, we still have to go golfing. I guarantee you're better at that than me. So
You guys are golfers?
Dude.
No,
So I
not at
started
all.
last week.
Really?
And I played best ball with some friends at work, and I won. So,
Dude, I feel like that whole OCD thing is like a detriment. Like, it would be so bad at golf because, like, you can't be OCD at golf, can you? Like,
what do you mean?
like, because you have to be flexible because you're gonna suck at the beginning. Like,
I
you're gonna be
refuse
so
to
hard
suck,
on
though.
yourself.
Like,
Oh,
I'll
no,
just
I'm
continue
terrible.
until I get good.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. I still haven't gone. I've golfed one round of golf, and I don't know if you've seen it or not, but there was a video of us with the Millers.
Really? I didn't
Works
see it.
race,
Ski,
dude.
yeah.
Oh, go watch it. It's
It's
terrible.
rough.
It's so bad. They smoked us worse than
Were
they're
you guys
smoking us
Happy
at Texas
Gilmore
right
in it
now.
like the whole time, or what were
I
you
mean,
guys
we
doing?
were just doing
There
anything
was
we
no
could to
other
get the
option.
ball off the
Yeah.
ground.
Oh, really?
That was rough.
Seth, you think you got them covered then, or you think they're gonna come up?
My problem is that I like with golf, I'm so bad that I never ever want to play, so I never get better. So I don't know.
See, I'm
Or
like the
bite.
opposite, dude.
Oh,
like
you're
if
trying
I
to up your
suck, like if I suck at something, I refuse to suck at it, right? Like I was go-karting the other day with Troy Adams. He's been coaching me a little bit, and like we were just trying to jump rope. I'm like, dude, I cannot jump rope. Like I kept on I couldn't do it at all. I'm like, this is so terrible. On my way home, I bought one on Amazon. Like I've been trying to jump rope, so now I can do it. Like I just don't like sucking at something.
I guess
know?
you're right. Yeah. So my comment about OCD is working the opposite because now he's like totally focused
Yeah.
on it.
It's I don't know, gift of the curse, whatever you want to call it.
You have that same problem, Cody?
Same problem. No, I've
He's probably worse than me.
Yeah, no, I mean, my wife can attest to it. I got home from golfing with some buddies at work on Thursday and busted out the balls and started chipping around my front yard. So I refuse to be terrible.
Seth, I think you got some comp coming in, dude.
Yeah, if I'm not like semi-naturally talented at something, I can just like when I can tell when I'm so bad at something that there's just no point in even trying.
So you're just
And
smarter than us.
Yeah, no, that's golfing. I won't waste my time. Like, all right, I know I'll never be excellent at this sport. I'm done. I'm
Hey,
over it.
so Chase over at Shock Therapy asked this question to Seth, but I'm going to ask it to all you guys. When are you guys going to enter the 110 X Games?
Oh, dude, I don't know where my invite was. I would have been there.
Dude, Link should be the one
Link
that
would have
enters it.
smoked
though.
him. Link would have smoked him. They definitely, there was definitely.
I gotta
don't know,
stay
some
off two
politics
wheels.
in there.
I know.
Two wheels isn't good for me.
I'd like 2 wheels in the pits at the races, like just cruising is fine, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's like my level of where I'm at right now, too. And somebody named the wife Quintero said, who can't jump rope? I don't know if Seth knows who that is.
Me,
but-
dude. Me. I can't do it.
Can
Amy,
you
I'm
jump
sorry.
rope?
I can jump rope, but I can't do like it's a double under? Is
Hey,
that what
see,
it is?
now I
Double
can do
dutch?
it. Now I can do
I
that.
can't do
Double
those.
dutch?
Yeah, I can't do those, but I can jump rope decent.
I just
Really?
started getting
Yeah.
the double like a couple of days ago. I've been
I can
jumping
barely
rope a
walk
bunch.
now, but when I could walk, I could jump rope like a mad dog.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
See, I didn't jump
like
rope
so
like
bad.
in elementary school. That wasn't my thing. I play handball, so.
Oh, that's
yeah,
where you're at?
Yeah, I didn't do jump rope.
Handball.
Wait, Seth, you can triple? On a
No
jump rope?
way.
Sure.
Let's see it.
Yeah.
No, dude.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like that's a content like thing that you got to put up now. Like if you're going to talk about it, you got to be about it, dude.
Yeah.
The triple
I
would
never
be.
talked about it. I just said double dutch, but I'll claim the triple dutch. I
Dude,
ain't worried about it.
I feel like a triple dutch would get you killed, dude. Like that's some freaking gnarly stuff right
Yeah,
there.
I'm going straight to the ground.
All right, we won't hold you to it, dude. You can do double dutch. We're proud of you. All right, so what's on the roster then? Vegas to Reno, you said?
Yeah, I got Vegas Reno coming up in about a week and a half. And then really the rest of the year is going to be pretty wide open with all the rally stuff, a couple of scrambles and little events here and there. So right after Vegas Reno, I'll be heading to Washington, I think it is, for one of those stone scramble races. And then I come back and we go right into Laughlin. And then I come back, do some testing with BFG. And I don't know, there's a bunch of stuff going on, a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on. I know that the two sitting next to you got quite a bit going on. I'm talking to Corbin a little bit. So, yeah trying to really just keep my head on track and make sure I'm all good.
That's a pretty busy schedule.
Yeah, no, that's I don't envy that one. That one.
I think Seth is more busy than us, even, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's got a lot going on, but I mean, look at his hat.
Yeah,
true.
He's got a guy that tells him what to do, right?
He's doing it big.
But yeah, I think it's cool that he's got that much going on. One of the things that I want to talk about, I want to talk about side-by-side contingency later on in the show. But the best part about this is what I talked about you guys at the beginning, like the professionalism that side-by-sides in off-road are having now with teams like your guys's. Seth being able to be a Red Bull athlete in the side-by-side was phenomenal when we first got the news of that. Like, the industry is growing to be something that we all wanted it to be, right?
Yeah, I think, honestly, it's just in the early stages. I mean, I'm a moto guy at heart, so, this is – and I wasn't around in the 70s, so that'll tell you what age I am. But I feel like it's how moto was 70s, 80s. Like, it's early on in the beginning stages, and what we're doing, what Seth's doing, Mitchie, RJ, those guys, like, what they're doing, it's propelling the sport to be at a higher level to – to get to where, what Supercross is now or something. Yeah, it's not going to happen overnight, but, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And
exactly.
Seth is on the forefront of it right now, and you can see, like, I don't know, let's just say 3 or 4 years ago, people weren't that busy in side-by-sides, right? Dang, dude, somebody racing NHRA over by your house, Seth, or what?
Yeah, people are starting to figure out where my house is, and I'll just get like random San Marcos locals rolling by, just come and rip, because I live on basically a drag strip. It's like a 2-mile long, straight, flat road.
Oh,
and
dang.
so I'll get cars ripping by it all the time on the horn, just whoa, whoa. I'm like, all right, guys, this is
dude,
this
are the flies
nuts.
just eating you guys alive? Like,
Yeah.
why I'm only one over here? I feel like I'm tweaking. Like,
it's happening for me too. Yeah, so we're gonna all
So
be
bad.
Dave Chappelle today, just
dude,
like trying it out right now.
Everyone's on there like, dude, is Corbin tweaking? Like,
Yeah.
keeps on rubbing his nose. Like,
Hey Seth, so one question I was gonna ask you is, do you have any funny stories about either of these guys that nobody knows about on Instagram?
I don't even have any funny stories, but I got lots of videos of Corbin when he was younger.
just have to pull out the Snapchat.
I might have to bust those out. The best is I'll get like a 4 years ago today memory. We're all racing work, just a bunch of little guys, and Corbin was doing the dumbest stuff with his nice little squeaky voice. So I'll pull a couple of those out.
That's cool.
Pull a couple of those out later.
Yeah, Adam Grinder just commented in and said, yeah, it's the UTV stuff is kind of still, I mean, like we were in it 5 years ago saying it was at the beginning stages, but it really is, and it was kind of like jet skis were, like when 650s first came out and stuff. And I agree with that, just like motocross, you said, was early on. But it's cool to see that. Like, I really, really enjoy seeing the growth because, like, as much as you guys may not understand it because you guys just want to go and win, right?
Yeah.
But you're at the forefront of it.
Yeah, no, and I mean, we're involved in developing products and, stuff to make them better. I mean, production cars are, if you look at a production car today versus, 2012 production car, like it's, you're not even going to be, there's no contest. So stuff is evolving super quick.
Way different. But I know that, on a side note, that the Polaris, would you say was General, is still one of your favorite cars, Cody?
I love it, dude.
It's definitely Cody's favorite.
It's got 4 doors, a good stereo, and a winch.
Dude, that's perfect. Seth, I'm telling you, the General is my type of ride, dude. Oh, we can't hear you.
What I've been doing is the scramble races that we've been doing. What? What I've been doing is I bring a 2-seat long travel car out with speakers and opening doors to the races now, and like all the scramble race that Red Bull's been putting on, and that is the best thing ever. It's like, see where Cody's coming from. I feel like I'm getting old. Don't do that, Shelby. I'm reading the comments and Shelby's out here calling me out. But anyways, yeah, the comfy car is definitely.
You.
Dang it! She got me good. Next question.
You deserved it, Seth. You deserved it.
Hey, that's karma, though.
That's karma right there.
Seth tried to blow Corbin out earlier with the whole proposal thing on Instagram, so now Seth's getting smoked.
Everyone needs to go blow up Seth now.
Should I actually read what the comment was?
I think you should read it.
All right. Hey, Seth, who's this Demi that we're talking about here?
One of my good buddies.
Oh, I see. You're going to do her like that, huh?
I hope she's not watching. She's pissed.
All right, Demi. Hi, Demi. We apologize if it sounded funny, but we appreciate you hanging out with Seth because he's our good friend and he needs some love.
Yeah, Seth's lonely. He needs some love.
So, anyways, talking about motocross and wheelies, you got them covered, obviously. Does that mean that if they have a pit bike race over here at the house that you're going to enter? Oh, looks like we might have lost Seth. So now he can't rebuttal about Demi.
He can't even come back at it. He was at the pit bike race, actually.
Did he actually race or what?
No.
It was
he couldn't get hurt.
Yeah, it was kind of carnage.
Oh, dude.
What do you mean carnage?
Dude, it's
all right.
just
So
like,
let's preface this a little bit. So, I forgot what you called it. Leverton Boys had an event, and it was
race, yeah.
So it was like something during COVID, right? Like a get free of COVID thing where you guys can all come out and have fun on a 110 track.
Yeah, it was like at the height of COVID. So it was like August last year, the middle of summer last year, when everyone was like lockdown, and I don't know. I don't even know how it really came to be. I think it was Lincoln's idea, to be honest. But yeah, we threw a pit bike race, and it was ridiculous.
These guys,
it was insane.
How many
did
people
all this
show
stuff.
up?
Well,
I think about 800.
So
No.
he told me he
stupid.
bought 200 wristbands
It was
because it's
insane.
next door to my house. Like literally, you look out of my garage window.
It's like in your backyard. Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there. So he's like, "Oh yeah, I bought 200 wristbands." I'm like, "All right, yeah, that's fine. 200 wristbands." So these guys get this thing all set
200
up.
people's a lot of people, though, dude.
Yeah, that you would think it's a lot,
That's what
right?
I thought to begin with.
So they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do this," and I'm like, "All right, yeah, you guys got it all figured out." Well, the morning of, I walk out in my gym shorts out the back, and there's people parked in the field next door.
Whoa.
Ready to go. The
All
gates
the way
don't
to
open
the
until
school
9. This is
down
at
there.
6 a.m.
So bad.
And you're in your gym shorts?
And they're
I think that's the best part of the whole story.
yeah, no, they're ready to go, right? So
Dude, people are
Dude, they
fired
drove
up to
from,
ride mini bikes, though.
Utah, Arizona,
Yeah,
Washington, like all over, dude. Like they showed up and we're like, hey, this isn't even like a permanent thing. Like it's probably gonna get shut down. Like we don't care. Like we just want to be a part of it. I'm like, dude, sick. Like
Traveled
let's go.
that far?
we had to move the races up and race earlier because there was so many people. Like
So you had to get dressed quick then?
yeah, for sure. And then I had to basically run the whole thing because they didn't.
Dude, we had no help. And then Lincoln, of course, goes and hurts himself. So he wasn't too much help hobbling around on his foot. So, yeah.
Dude, I
Typical
would have loved to have lived here at that time because I would have come over and
Dude,
hung out too.
It was nuts. You should. I mean, you have to go back and like find this stuff on my Instagram and watch the recap videos. It was
Seth went
nuts.
Seth went to it too.
Yeah, Seth was there. He showed up.
We're just talking about their pit bike. What'd you call it?
It was just
I was there.
Leverton Boys pit bike race.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
it. So it looks like a Luma craze. It was probably Mike Gardner just chiming in. Said best YouTube videos I've seen from the Leverton Bros pit bike race. That's pretty cool, though,
Organized
man.
chaos. I like that one.
Oh,
Look
Link's
at
on,
Link's
dude.
trying to
He's
throw
ready to
another-
go.
He's been
Hey,
bugging
you guys
me.
got the
Happy birthday, Lincoln.
you guys got my phone too hot.
Seth has got the bad Wi-Fi over there too. I know. It's
Dude,
like
he's got horrible Wi-Fi right now.
me and him trying to sim race together. Oh, it's
whoa.
so bad.
Red Bull would be pissed right now because they can't see a crispy hat.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, yeah. So happy birthday, Link! If you're on, we got
Dude, this flies.
you got your brother Cody and Seth all hanging out today. We already gave you a shout out saying that you could probably ride better wheelies than all of us on the
I think he could
call.
probably do anything better than all of us.
Have you seen the video where he nose wheelied a razor?
Yeah, that's sucker. He looked like Monster Jam.
Like you never saw
How
it?
is that possible?
Yeah.
I don't
You
like
should
this.
pull it up for him.
Yeah, pull it.
Am I allowed to go on Instagram right now?
Yeah, you're allowed. How is that even possible? Try to use your 5G though.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it's-
couldn't do it. I mean, I was right behind him trying to do it at the same spot, and I couldn't do it.
This dude,
I don't know how it's possible.
he took my
It
dad's
looked like he was
car.
driving a Monster Jam.
Front wheelie a razor?
He like goes over this. So there's like this little 3-foot hump, right? It's actually like they're grading
where it
housing
can like
pads.
buck your back end
Yeah,
up.
so they're grading housing pads, and there was like a 3-foot little ledge. He goes up to the thing, and as it bucks him, just gets on the brakes, and it's in 4-wheel drive. So he gets on the brakes, and then when it goes too high, he just gets back on the gas and lets it back down.
It was
Really?
Like,
I
it
was
was
like,
like
dude,
Christmas time or something, right?
It was Christmas Day.
Everything
a couple years ago.
everything that kid does, he's good at. I don't understand it.
It's not fair. It's not fair, honestly.
That's cool, man. The level of talent. So if he's having a birthday right now, he's doing it better than us.
I'm
For-
sure.
100%. I guarantee you he's having more fun than us.
Dude, that's pretty cool. I want to see this video though, or if we can't get any service or whatever,
have to
that's fine
find
too.
from-
But I
bad
want to be able to
Wi-Fi,
see what it actually looks like. I think it'd be pretty cool. So. Actually, you know what? We might not want to show it because then there's going to be a bunch of audience members that go out and try this.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You think it'll be
Professional
all right?
driver, close course. Don't go hurt yourself trying to nose wheelie like Link.
So-
Can't do it.
Pretty sure it's on Corbin. With
yeah, I've seen it. So put it in front of
RDL's
it.
got
Actually, it's that camera over there.
What one is it?
The one up there, the tall one. But yeah, so whose Instagram is that on?
I think you're on the wrong one, bud.
No.
No, that's it.
You are?
Watch.
Yeah,
all right.
No, it's over here.
It's got a delay, I think.
Let's see.
No.
We can show it on Instagram. The Instagram one won't be able to show
it on Instagram
right here.
now. He was
Dude,
showing on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's so sick though. Like now everybody, yeah, there you go, dude. So for anybody that didn't see it, whose Instagram is that on?
That's on Lincoln's. It's on Lincoln's
Oh, it's
page.
on my dad's. RDL 33, baby.
Oh, okay. So it's not on.
You gotta
Lincoln
go
Leaverton?
check RDL. It's the only way to see it, I think.
All right. So if you guys saw it on the screen, you guys can check it out. That's pretty sick, though. So does that mean that we're gonna start like a freestyle side-by-side sesh over here, Seth?
I mean, yeah, I'm in. I'll bring the play car over.
Not using any of my cars.
Link's not allowed to enter, though.
OCD's.
No,
Why?
it's
Because he's
good.
gonna wax?
No, Link's not allowed to enter. Seth agrees with me on that one. He's
Because
not
he'll
allowed.
wax
Yeah, no,
everybody?
100%.
Not allowed.
Dude, that would be so cool. So I've been trying to think of something creative to do, like urban side-by-side. Yeah, see the flies are attacking. Urban
Dude, it's
side-by-side or like urban and like dirt, like gravel stuff.
Yeah.
But this seems like way cooler if you could include a couple of those in like a cool, sick, like
freestyle.
little video.
True.
We did a little one around here, like around town.
Yeah.
You know, just hitting the streets and a couple little
That
spots
was
around here.
that was
fun.
the height of quarantine as well. We
Yeah.
we did something.
I think we did the most during quarantine.
Yeah.
Well, Nuevo's a perfect place to do it because you can go get tacos on your way while you're doing
Exactly.
freestyle.
Exactly.
Corbin and I have been talking about filming some video parts, like almost real moto style, and trying to get a bunch of dirt bike riders in it and go
You
out
need to get
and
Link
some
over there
big
throwing
ups and
whips
get
on
something
top of
different.
us.
Dude, I feel like that would be a pretty good idea, dude.
We've been wanting to. One day we'll do it, huh?
It was a blast. Our whole town came. Yeah, so let's talk about that the event because that again tells a lot of your guys' backstory. Like to have 10 people come to your house is a big deal, right? Like most people like get pissed if their family members come over to their house, like their in-laws or whatever, right? But you have 800 people come over to your backyard.
Yeah, there was a lot.
It
I mean,
was-
they did it right.
We,
They had
dude, it was
waivers
nuts,
and all the
dude.
stuff, so we didn't get sued.
Oh, yeah. I
but
kept all the waivers for like a few months after. I think I just finally threw them away recently, so hope I don't.
There was a
knock on wood,
couple-
hopefully I don't now get sued, but it was nuts. Like
there was a couple big
ridiculous.
wad ups too. A dude broke his hip, and
Yeah.
There was
really?
One dude broke his
hip,
arm
a
and-
wrist, like.
Mini bikes are freaking dangerous,
Yeah,
dude.
and then we opened up after the races. We had this jump line, and we had just got done taming them down because we're like, all right, people are gonna kill themselves on it. Like, yeah, we had done it, and like, not that we're crazy better than anyone else, but like, we're just used to them, you know. And we've been hitting these things, so we tame them down, and we post a video of them, and they look all small. And everyone's all talking about, oh, those things look small. And we're like, all right, like, fine, we'll build them back up to where they were.
Dude.
And they were just peaked out and so gnarly. And there was only a few people that were even hitting them right. So, like, the first couple guys that go to hit them, the one dude goes, shatters his hip, like, gets pulled off.
Goes
There's this
OTB.
chick that was an EMT there that she's, like, shutting it down, like, no more jumping. And it was a mess. It was a mess. But it was fun for sure. I don't
This
think we
was
can pull it
best
off
or worst
again.
4 hours ever.
So it was just a one-day event?
one day event.
Dude, it was
and-
like a few hours. And it was like we kicked everyone out pretty much.
You almost have to though, right? Because otherwise
So-
people are going to just want to keep.
The
exactly.
problem was when the White Claws and Coors started flowing, like
started
towards the
starting.
afternoon, it was like people were
Yeah.
starting to get kind of crazy.
Yeah,
so,
that's the bummer.
dude,
But-
we're at our house. You couldn't really like
No, we
get
straight
too
up
nuts.
we straight up had a few kids announcing, like kind of just announced for us while we were running it kind of, and they were like, "Oh, cops are coming! Like, you guys got to get out of here!" Like, we straight up, that's the only way we could get people out of there. So we got half the crowd out, and the rest were like, "All right, like you guys can stay." And we can kind of just
Dude,
session
that's
jumps
so
for a while,
crazy.
but it was nuts. It was so much fun, but we could never pull it off again.
But again, like I was saying before, like the reason I'm bringing this up is because it's showing your guys' personalities. Like you guys are willing to put all of that together so people can come have fun. Like you guys are really into all this stuff and having a good time. And
It was a
supporting.
lot of fun too. Like, I mean, I'm glad we did it. It was a heck of a lot of work for sure.
I
But,
can't really take credit for putting it on or thinking of the idea. I
It
guess
for
I
sure helped when it
I helped,
came down
I
to
helped
it.
put it
though,
on
yeah.
the day of, but
Yeah.
but getting everyone there, I wasn't involved in all that.
Caden Danbury commented and said the relay race was fun. Like, what was that all
Yeah,
about?
Caden was there. Dude, a lot of people there. Seth, RJ, a lot of side-by-side boys were all
Who
out
did
there.
the relay race?
It was a team race, so
Yeah,
like
team race,
you do a lap, switch the rider on the bike and do a lap. So it was like 6 laps I think we did.
It was a few. Oh, dude, it was nuts. There was people throwing elbows and
Really?
Pure carnage.
That was
Getting down, people
nuts.
fighting.
Yeah.
It was-
My brother-in-law pushed me in the front of someone. I got smoked by a set of handlebars right in the face.
You got to swing arm to the back of the helmet.
Really?
Yeah, it was nuts. It was fun, though.
Did you enter that race, Seth?
No, I wasn't. I told myself I wasn't allowed to race it because I knew I'd get hurt. Because I had some big race like right before, like the weekend after. I was like, "There's no way I'm going out and racing all these fools and just smoking myself."
So I didn't want to have this conversation because I knew this would come up, but everybody says that you should have another pit bike race.
Dude, everyone. Lincoln's been bugging me about it, too. I'm like, dude, there's no way we're pulling that off again. Like, it would so get shut down. Like,
You know when you do
we're
something
lucky.
like so good one time and then you try to replicate it and it's not the same?
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's like
I
Fast
think-
and Furious, you
I
know? Like,
think that's
they had a
what's
few
gonna
good
happen.
ones, but we're on
Fast and
number
Furious.
9. Like,
Come
you
on
can't
now,
keep
dude.
outdoing himself. Like, come on now, you know?
How are you going to compare it to Fast and Furious?
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Hey, Seth, did you know that Corbin just got a new car?
Yeah, the Subaru,
yeah,
huh?
dude, rally car,
The
baby.
wagon, the rally car.
And now he's talking about Fast and Furious. Like, who is this guy?
A
No,
full-blown
but
car guy
that
now.
kind of leads me into like one of my questions I want to talk to Corbin about is I know that he's been trying to get into the rally scene, but I kind of want to see from your guys' perspective, like what's the difference between like what you guys are doing and like why you want to go and try rally.
Okay, so let me answer this first because I know that our audience is going to agree with me. So you can have a rebuttal, but
Yeah.
side-by-side racing, no matter what, is going to excel more than any other form of off-road racing. Doesn't matter if it's
Completely
rally,
agree.
trophy truck, anything. Side-by-side is going to beat that in the next few years.
Yeah, and it's because of the
100%.
manufacturer backing, you know?
100%.
You have people like Polaris that have been so good to us and Seth as well. And then even, you know, you got to have respect to Can-Am and the few people that are coming in, even Honda now. So
Yeah.
the manufacturers backing it is what
And
what allows us to be able to, you know, someone that doesn't have a ton of money to be able to go out and race and now even, you know,
And I think
Make
it's
money
more
doing
too of like the size of the vehicle, right? The audience that you can get. So you could, like, if someone can pull it off and put these things in Anaheim Stadium, and you do a main event of 15 dudes, it's
Oh,
gonna
dude,
be pure
yeah.
carnage. But
Yeah.
you're gonna be able to see it all. Like it's like you could do Mickey Thompson stuff.
Someone's
and
gotta
it's-
do it.
They're small enough to be able and fast enough to where you can, you know, cram a bunch
When
right in
somebody
there.
has a little bit of money and just decides to do stadium super trucks with side-by-sides, it's going to actually like really take off.
I mean, I personally think so. Not just because I'm in side by sides, but it's kind of chaos. So.
Well, I don't disagree with any. I know Seth is on board with this too, but like, me being the guy that's out of racing now, I want a Polaris. What do we just call it? The General.
Yep.
I would want that, but I would want to see everybody else. Like, dude, there's so many guys that were like dirt bike guys now. They're with their wife and the kids and stuff. They go and get a Razor. And then they watch the Razor racing because they have a Razor. Like, there's so much transition and
Yeah.
so many people.
there's so
and-
much connection to it. I think between like the consumer and the professional, whatever you call it. You
And
know?
there's a million bro dozers out there too,
Yeah.
like everywhere too. But their connection to a trophy truck is still so far away.
exactly, dude.
And I think too, I mean, you can go to a dealer and you can finance it, right? So you can't really just go finance a trophy truck. I mean, I know there's crazy loan companies out there that
There's very few
you
people
can pretty
that
much
can.
do anything. But it also takes a certain caliber of driver to be able to drive a trophy truck as well.
Yeah.
Like anyone can, and I guess not anyone, but a lot of people can just hop in these things and go pretty decent and finance it. You know what I mean? You can make a monthly payment and. Man, they go super good for what they are. Like
Dude, they're honestly
Well, yeah, the
they're
capabilities, yeah.
too good for like
And,
just any
and plus,
any
even
person
if
to
you
hop into.
even
It's
if you
crazy.
race it once and you just want to dip out and you're
Yeah.
just over it, you can just go back and go on the trails.
my car in the back there, you can't really see it. That one's getting converted. It was a race car. It's getting converted back over to a play car with 2 seats, and I'm ready to go use this to just play and Glamis and stuff again.
Dude, I'm into it. Yeah, so Travis said, yeah, UTVs replace dirt bikes, quads, all that stuff. I can't see the comment anymore because it's going away. But, yeah, it's affordable and, well, semi-affordable. And I just think it's so cool. And, you know, we always make fun of the guys like the Dune guys or whatever. And there's always that one dude that's faster than Robbie Gordon in your
Yep.
campsite, right? Like,
Yep.
But that's exactly why the industry succeeds is because everybody's got that level of hype.
Yeah, no, people are just pumped on it. I mean,
It's just so broad too, you know. Like so many people can appreciate it and go have fun doing it and stuff like that. Even like dirt bikes are very affordable and stuff like that. And anybody can do it, but still, you know, it's like not as big with women or it's not as big with
Right.
like an older dude or something like that, you know, because it destroys your body, you know, and like it takes more talent than it does to hop in a side by side, you know, like
Dude.
just straight up. So like there's just so many people, and there's such a big variety of people that are already in it, and I think they're just going to continue to bring more and more people to it, that it's just super cool to see, and it just helps the sport grow.
Yeah, I agree 100%. So Grammy Betty says your last trip to Glamis didn't go so well, Cody.
Yeah, that was it'll be 2 years ago this
Was Seth
October.
on that trip with you guys or no?
Were you there? You were there, right?
I think
there.
he was there, but he wasn't with us. I ended up crashing on a dirt bike and breaking my T5, T6 vertebrae, broke my sternum, got taken to Brawley. Actually, Shelby drove me from the dunes.
Yeah, we threw him in the Razor, actually. Yeah.
From the dunes
See,
to
they're
the
so
to the
versatile.
Ranger
They can be an
station.
ambulance.
Yeah, dude.
It was that was a rough go, and then I ended up getting 3 plates and 16 screws in my sternum. So it's fun.
The dunes
now.
gets to everybody.
Dude, it really does. Hey, I have a question, but before we ask my question, I can't see who that question is from. M. Dugan or something like that. Tell Shelby
It's
she
my
needs
boy
to race.
Dunnigan.
Oh, Dunnigan? It says that Shelby needs to race at Texplex. That would be pretty cool.
Dude, we've been talking about it. She's going to have to hop in one of my rigs here shortly. And
Dude, I wanna-
at least do some laps.
I want to talk about Texplex, too. Seth, have you ever had a chance to see that place?
No, I haven't. I mean, I've seen it plenty of times, just kind of over Instagram and YouTube and stuff like that. But I haven't had a chance to drive it or go see it.
It doesn't do it justice, dude. Like, I got to just cruise it like in a media car or whatever, and I got to see some of the stuff. And you got to respect the stuff that these guys are doing, because there's this one Daytona turn, dude. Like, it is so fast, and you have to hold your line so good. Like, it's almost impossible for the side-by-side guys to execute this perfect every time. It would be cool for you to go out there and have some fun.
Been trying to get to come out there.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be coming out there like in the next couple of weeks. But like that, I don't know. I haven't driven short course in a long time. And those short course fools nowadays are to the point where I don't even want to go and try to compete. You guys are so gnarly nowadays and your rigs are so crazy that it's like, if I'm going to have to go out and try to race a Texplex race, I got to be full bore, ready to go, build car. It's like, you guys are on another level compared to what we were doing a few years ago. And it's cool to watch short course progress like this, because it was going downhill, in my opinion, for quite a long time. I'm sure a lot of people can agree with that. And now it seems like in the Midwest and where you guys are at, it just seems to be picking up slowly. And well, actually not very slowly. It's really going pretty rapid, but it's rad to see that side of the sport come back around, because all we had for a while was
definitely reviving.
I couldn't agree more. That's like one of the best things about it is like there's so many people. Like when I went to Texplex, and I want to talk about this later, but like there was like 200 dudes out there.
Yeah,
and now there's even more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly, honestly. Like I don't know. It's so competitive now is the thing. Like there's so many fast dudes that can win. They're like on any given day you can count off 10 dudes that are like all factory guys that like this guy could win, or this guy could get 10th with no problems. You know what I mean?
That's like now how motocross is now. It's like the same thing. Dude, it's so rad.
That's what it's getting the closest to. And I mean,
unless
honestly,
you're the Millers and just smoke everybody. That's pretty much how it's gone this year.
They are doing pretty good, but like we were talking before, like they're in their own backyard, and not to say they're not good drivers or anything, but like when we used to race dirt bikes, when I'd come to Southern California, like until I got the track down, I would come for 2 days before to make sure I was at least on like top 3 level to get the.
Yeah, they're just a step ahead of all of us right now. You know, in all honesty,
But that breeds innovation. That breeds speed.
No, it's good.
Yeah,
I mean, it's good for us. I mean,
it pushes the sport.
For sure gave us some hunger.
100%.
Get back to work and figure it out how to go beat them.
Chase Carr was saying that, Texplex is rad. Hey, so the question I had, Seth, is coming from being a youth in a Polaris Razor, what do you think about that little 200, dude? I kind of want one.
I think it's pretty cool.
That thing, I mean, from where it was when I first started racing, I don't know, 7 years ago now. How old am I? Anyways, however long ago, 2014, 2015, when the Razor 170 first came out, to watching all these kids building center seat 170s and titanium frames and 250 mod motors, but like to see that even Polaris is interested in the youth still and wants to do so much with the youth that they're building and innovating the 170 and turning it into a 200 is really rad, because it's like there's such a large disconnect from the youth and like professional racing, in my opinion. I mean, not necessarily. There's, of course, a select few kids that are making it through, but it's like that's where I like to try to come in. Is like the age difference from, say, me and Corbin to Cody is quite a bit. So it's like I try to come down, and I know Corbin and Cody do too, just trying to make sure the youth is ready to go. And it's like whenever you can get to them, you can hang out with them or talk to them or get them in the DMs. But yeah, for players to be coming out and innovating the 170 class is rad. To be honest, that's how the sport's going to grow. It's the only way the sport's going to grow.
Seth is the 170 king too.
Dude, well, there's a bunch of 170 kings, like the 170, the GOAT, and then all of a sudden everybody follows up. I mean, there's so many kids now that have come through the ranks like that, right? But being that your kids are kind of on the edge of getting into maybe some side-by-side racing, did any of them say anything when they saw that little 200?
I haven't even showed Hudson yet, and the reason I haven't showed him is because I'm gonna have to buy one.
Have it.
Yeah,
that's gonna be on the Christmas list.
Hey, can you think about how cool that little 200 would be if these guys set one up, Seth? How sick would that be?
With those guys' style, it looks so gangster.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, what I'm thinking is might have to make a little phone call to Polaris. And back in the day at Camp Razor, we used to do the Celebrity 170 race.
Oh, that's when Travis Pastrana and all those guys had their neck they had their neck
we're
sticking
all
out the
dressing up
side.
in banana costumes. So I'm thinking that all the top dogs need to get together and get a 170 race going.
Dude,
I still just remember how
I'm down for that. Let's make it happen.
RJ. Like, they were trying to kill the poor guy. He was too tall to sit in there. RJ's sticking his head out of the way. I'm like, dude, you're trying to kill this guy.
Your neck's going to break. I think that would be cool,
I'm
though.
a little shorter. I can
what do
make
you
it.
think about a $200 contingency for the $200 or for the 200cc race winner?
I'm down.
Dude,
let's do it.
I think that would be so cool, man. Those things look so sick, though. And for the kids, like, how could you get any better than that? Like, I remember seeing my first dirt bike when I got it, like when I was a little guy. And it was like, to me, it was like, hallelujah. Like, whoa, I can't believe I got a dirt bike. It's all nice and shiny. Like,
it's like the PW like 50 of side by sides, you know, like that is like the staple in motocross.
The one that Shelby Anderson's grandma or mom wouldn't let her ride anymore because she started getting too crazy.
Yeah, dude, she gets risky. So yeah, like it's cool to see Polaris do that too, because like there's no really other manufacturers making like a legit like youth car, you know. And now they have they're stepping into a youth program. Even that stuff's cool. I think like it's cool to see that. So.
Yes, LEM Breezy said Seth definitely did not call Cody old at all. No, he did not do that.
That's messed up, Seth. I'll remember that.
Dude, this guy's got like a decade on us.
Getting staying on the 170 topic, I think like what's cool is like Corbin was saying how there's manufacturing companies and 4 parts stepping in and making youth teams. And what I think it'd be rad is if like one of these days we could work into our contracts or do whatever to the point where this is where I want to be. Like I want to be to the point where I could have 2 170 kids on my team to where I have people back in their cars and stuff like that. Yeah. So I don't know, just like I feel like there's a lot that needs to be done with the youth, and I can't wait to watch it grow. It's the only way.
It's even something like we've kind of talked about, like trying to have like a kid that we kind of, you know, whether like mentor or kind of like is pitting under us. You know what I mean? Like having a maybe like you can't help everyone. You can't have a bunch of kids, but like having that 1 or 2 kids that has really shined. Like
you look at
to pit out of your same pit and learn the things with you, and
like Star Yamaha or any like Geico Honda. They had it
Team
for a
Green.
while.
Exactly,
yeah, Team Green.
exactly.
Like they pick kids up young, and I mean most of the time they stick with that brand all the way through until they start racing professionally. So
I agree.
Polaris is doing that.
Those feeder programs are so awesome, and Polaris does do a good job at that. But they kind of started on a level where they're allowing those youths to have their parents operate the programs and stuff. I actually have something fun that I'm going to release in October about a feeder program. So it'll be pretty cool. So stay tuned for that, guys. Hey, Seth, we're going to let you go just because we're going to go take a commercial break. Do you remember any of those funny stories, not just a video that you had with these guys?
No, the only thing that I remember is how nuts I thought Cody and Corbin were, because I think Corbin had always been a class or 2 in front of me and Cody too. And I just remember like even at Taft, watching them at the step up. I'm like in my little 570, they're in the big cars, hitting the big step up. So no, I don't really have any memories of it, of like us doing any dumb weird stuff. We were definitely those kids at the track that wanted to have a good time. But I really just remember, I know it sounds super cheesy, but just kind of looking up to those guys, even though Corbin is only a few years older than me and Cody's only another few years older than me. But yeah, nothing really too crazy.
It is pretty cool, though. And dude, he keeps giving you with the jab.
I know.
He's getting me too. You're like, a year younger than me?
I can
you got like 2 or 3 on me.
Age on me.
I can agree with what he's saying, though, because, like, even when I go to the track nowadays, like, I'm a fan. I'm older than both of you guys, but I'm a fan of the sport in general, right? And when I see people doing the program right, I see people hucking these jumps. I see people working on their cars. I see people have a professional attitude, like all 3 of you guys. Like, it's really impressive to me. Like, I look up to that, and I've been through it. So I think it's really cool, like, to go along with what Seth is saying. Like, it's so good for the sport.
Yeah, for sure. No, and I appreciate that. And I think there's still, for sure, people that we're racing directly with that we look up to, I mean, sure. I look up to things that Seth does. I'm like, man, I could do something like that. Like, he's doing it right in this area or something like that. Or even, like, kids like, like Chase Carr, like the younger kids are, like, really good. And Dude, like,
You
that
can vibe
Kanan
off
kid
each
out
other.
of Texas, the Kanan Baker kid is so gnarly. He's like 12, just smoking all those dudes in the RS1. Like,
Oh, dude, that guy's
He's-
ripped.
Like they're gnarly now. So it's funny. Like, I remember I kind of was that little kid. Like, I just kind of missed the 170 scene. Like, I was, they were coming out, but my parents were just like, nah, you don't need a little car. You can race a big car. So I was like 12 or 13 racing the 900. But,
That's cool, though.
But, like, I just think whenever I see, like, the younger kid in the bigger car, you know, I'm always like, all right, that kid's cool. Like, you know, he's getting it.
Saying I wasn't cool to you?
Hey, he tried to say you guys are old, so you fed him back one, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, me and
Yeah,
Lincoln used to
sucker.
get down in the 170s together back in
Yeah,
the day.
Link was.
Lincoln was my
with
main
Seth
rival.
always. Yeah.
I do think it's cool, though. Do you guys still go by the motto? Like, I was taught in motocross that no matter what, like, you always have to keep a level head because there's always somebody better than you. And I feel like that's kind of what
Yeah,
you were just saying,
definitely.
because the kids coming up are obviously going to be better than any of us sitting here right now. Like,
I'm only 20 years old and I already see it, dude. I'm already like, dang, these suckers are gonna be smoking.
It happened to me. I mean, it happened to me with him. I mean, he started way younger. I mean, I didn't start racing a side by side until I was maybe 23, 24, and then he started at 12, I think. So
Yeah.
he's already, he started a year after I did, but he was able to, excel well beyond even where I'm at now. Like, yeah, there are certain things that I do better than he does, but he does a heck of a lot more better than I do. Just he's learned it all. He's grown up in it.
And it's just like cheating, dude. When you're so around it as a kid, like I felt like I was cheating compared to these older guys just being bred and like you're just around it, submerged in it, and you gain all this knowledge from, like, me personally, from him, and then the people I was around, and I just see the same younger kids.
So that
doing the
actually
same
brings
thing.
up a good point that Seth can go along with this too. But like, before we go to commercial break, everybody always asks on the show, like, how do I get into UTV racing? How do I get into off-road racing? Like those same general questions, right? And the answer is always go learn first before you even get a car. Like, go support a team.
Yep.
Go just help out in the pits. Like, if somebody came up to you, a kid or even an adult, and said, hey, you know what? Do you guys need any help this weekend? And all they did was just wash plastics or spray off the car or something. You guys would be stoked.
Oh, for
Heck
sure.
Yeah, we can use it. Anybody wants to come help us
Anybody.
out.
And those types of things are the milestones that make you into a good racer, because you get to learn from the best, right? You get to learn from the teams that are executing successfully.
Yeah,
No,
you're
and that's,
just
I mean,
around it.
when I started racing, I showed up and there was a few teams that, did it way better than what I was doing. I mean, I was doing it on a flatbed trailer, like, to start, and I just watched how they operated, how they did things, and, tried to pick up the good things that they did and not do the bad things that they did. So, just paying attention helps a lot.
Yeah, that's
I
just
agree.
life, man. You just learn from people around you that are doing something better than you,
Yeah, exactly. But it's cool. And, so, Seth, I appreciate you giving us a buzz, dude, and hanging out. I know you're a busy guy, man. Keep that Red Bull hat nice and clean, boy.
Will do. Thanks, guys.
All right,
Later,
homie.
Seth. We'll go golfing soon.
Later, man.
All right, we'll see you. So you guys want to go to commercial break?
Sure.
Come right back. All right, so Instagram people, we're just going to be walking around having a little bit of fun, getting a drink. But if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook, we're going to commercial break. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Justin, the founder of Shock Therapy. Shock Therapy has been around for 5 years, but we have personally been tuning suspension on off-road cars and race vehicles for over 25 years. We tune between 10 and 15 cars per day, every single day of the week. Our concentration is tuning shock systems and supplying components that improve the ride quality of your car in many ways. Not only do we work on the average UTV, but we also tune suspension for race teams and professional drivers. We currently tune for over 87 race teams in Best in Desert and Score. Our clients and race teams rely on our suspension components to allow them to win races and keep them safe. Suspension is a moving target. We are always trying to hit that target with every customer that we work with. Each customer's needs can be different, and we tune our kits accordingly. Our research and development never stops. We improve our components every single day. As the industry evolves and improves, so do our parts and kits. As of right now, we have over 100 products for UTVs. So when you bring your car to us, you have the satisfaction of knowing that you have the most experience, the highest quality products, and the fact that your car is being tuned specifically to you.
Zollinger Racing builds the best aftermarket products available. Products for your UTV or snowmobile, including billet radius rods, billet tie rods, billet steering knuckles, billet steering racks, alternator kits, and much more. All manufactured in the United States in-house at their headquarters in Nibley, Utah. Travis Zollinger and his team test in some of the most brutal conditions, racing in places like the Best in the Desert Mint 400, Ultra 4 King of the Hammers, UTV World Championships, and many more. Visit ZollingerRacingProducts.com and use the code DIRTLIFE to get 10% off your next purchase, and join us on social media at Zollinger Racing Products to see our products in action. Zollinger Racing, the best products, period.
Yeah, finally, we got Lance from Solderweld in the studio. Thanks for coming down, bud. Hey, why don't we just record a commercial now?
Yeah, why not? So good to be here, man. It's been a lot. I've trying to get down here forever, and I wanted to talk about the off-road kit.
Dude, I love those things. I got it in my pack.
Yeah, we're running hundreds of vehicles now running them, whether it's a UTV or some guy's got it in a backpack on his motocross. He's got everything he needs to make a fix right there on the fly, out on the trail, or in the desert, whatever it is.
Well, since I've already used one, I kind of know what to use it for, but explain what it does.
All right, so let's pull one out real quick. You've got your aluminum rods. Remember, they're rods, right? So, light torch, small torch. You can throw it in there or throw it on the rig with your flux. It decontaminates and cleans like let's say a radiator. You get a random rock chip runs through as you're racing. You get a rock chip in a radiator. You got to fix it right there, or you're out of the race.
You can patch it up.
It's all good to go.
Yep, just like welding.
Yeah. Also, as well with that, you've got a brake line fix. So with your flux, you can fix a brake line, stainless steel. And then your hot block, heat absorption putty. So it keeps you from getting burned, number one, as well as keeps the heat from traveling. So it's really nice.
I've used this not even to fix anything. So that stuff works so good, man.
Listen, it's easy. It straps in nicely so that you have everything you need in one little place, and you don't have to carry a big bag in
It's like a first aid kit for your vehicle.
Yeah, Chase trucks have it as well, so that if they need to make a fix on the fly, they can get it done and get it done quick and get you back in the race.
Dude, those things are so cool. All right, so it's at Solderweld on Instagram, Facebook, and solderweld.com.
Awesome.
All right, thanks, bud.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. We are back. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on episode 96 of the Dirt Life Show. And, man, we're really just stoked to have you guys just joining us. It's awesome that you guys are giving us so many comments, so much feedback. That's exactly what we want. We love the interaction on the show. It allows us to give you guys feedback. It allows you guys to make fun of our guests. It allows us to have good conversations. It's really, really cool. So please keep commenting in and hanging out. Seth actually just hung up with us, but he said any other forms of racing that you guys would like to get into?
Seth knows. I talk to him about it all the time. Rally.
You're going rally?
Rally. Yeah, stage rally, world rally, any of it. Like, I just love all of it. Like, what he's doing out in the car and stuff like that is sick. And, I've obviously, the top is, a rally car and, real
Cody,
stage rally. But
I feel like we should ask him to get more detailed with that, though, because, rally is just a form of racing. It doesn't talk about the vehicle. You could be on a dirt bike doing a rally.
Yeah. So, obviously, in a car, I'll hurt myself on a dirt bike. But, but you could do
Extreme E as a rally, or you could do it in a Subaru STI, like Travis was trying. Where are you at?
If I had my my absolute top notch goal, it'd be running a real rally car in stage rally. I know I'll probably never get to WRC level, but ARA, American Rally, would be probably my real goal.
I feel
I think that's just the sickest stuff to me.
But I feel like that could be an achievable goal.
I think so. I'm trying not to be stupid about it. Yeah, I'd love to go race WRC, but it's pretty gnarly. Those dudes are insane. They're so dang good. They're also bred from 10 years old, go to rally schools that they live at, and they're insane. So I think it is attainable, and I don't know. Hopefully it all falls my way. Like I'll keep.
How gnarly are those cars?
It.
Like
they're pretty gnarly. But I mean,
they're
like
nuts.
even
these, like I would love
are
to do
entry level rally cars.
right here.
Yeah.
No, well,
Entry level rally car, dude, sitting in the driveway.
Oh, the Subaru STI. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess you could.
I would love to do it even in like a side by side though too. Even if it's like more like what Seth style, like doing like cross country rally stuff. I'd love to do that.
Well, like that Sonora rally in a side by side.
Yeah, Sonora, like Andalusia or however the heck you say that one in Spain.
Yeah.
Dakar, stuff like that. Like I would absolutely love to do.
That'd be so fun. What about you? What other? Because that's one of our rapid fire questions, but we'll just do it now since Seth talked about
like
it.
banging doors more.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You're like MMA with a car.
Yeah, honestly, I think if I could do anything, I'd probably race a Pro 4 or something.
Yeah.
Just I don't know. I like the intensity. I did desert. I did desert last year, and it's fun. And I don't necessarily see myself not going back there. The
intensity is different, though.
It's just different. I wasn't really ready for that yet. I still wanted to bang doors, and the desert stuff was a little bit different in that you go miles and miles and miles, and you never see anyone, so you're just chasing dust and taillights. But
completely desert endurance racing is a completely different form, right? So even Seth is commenting in, says rally raid is sick, like all that good stuff.
Yeah. No, that's something I'd love to do for sure too.
I think it would be pretty cool. I don't know, man. Like I feel like if I was going to do some sort of other form of racing, I would pick something totally off the wall, like
asphalt.
Weird for me to
some
say
form
that.
of asphalt would be pretty fun.
Yeah,
anything.
I would love to
just
do
to
something
try
on
it.
asphalt too. I mean, I know you'd probably all the off-road guys say, "Oh, trophy truck or Pro 4," but they're sick. Like, don't get me wrong, they're gnarly.
The level of precision that the asphalt guys have, certain types of asphalt is like. I mean, everybody uses F1 as a baseline, right? But like, even shifter carts, like that level of precision, like is quarter of an inch, like on your line choice.
I just know how much fun it is, like even go and drive karts down at Adams, like. It's just, I just really like that.
Or
like,
K1
really
speed with the boys.
Yeah. I mean, that's a little different, but I don't know. I like the precision thing. Like, I think that's even where I really like rally is kind of just you're on your own, like just trying to be perfect,
Yeah.
And that's my style is wanting to be that, and I know his style is more like I want to just smash all these, not smash them physically, but just like I want to beat all these guys that are next to me, and that's cool too, but.
So give me your guys' opinion on this. We actually talked about it a little bit with Travis Pointer, but like, the way that I felt when I got into side-by-side racing was I had already been off dirt bikes for 8 years or something, like just a good amount of years, over 5 years, right? And I got into the side-by-side stuff, and I wasn't a winning guy right away, but I was a podium guy right away, right?
Yep.
Like, I think it was a Razor 900 and the 1000s and stuff. And even when I did the professional stuff with Yamaha, like, I always felt that since I came from the motocross racing background, that I could literally eat a sandwich going down a straightaway at a short course track with that much intensity because it didn't equal what I was used to.
Yeah, it's. I mean, in my opinion, like if you look at guys that have ridden dirt bikes and then hopped into a side by side, like their line choice and everything is just a little bit different. It's a little bit off of what the normal side by side guy does, and I think it's a benefit. I mean, it's not a benefit being all broke up by the time you get into one.
Kinda?
Yeah, you can get super creative with lines.
Yeah, especially it works because it gets so beat that So, like, for example, like, you're going to see guys that haven't rode a dirt bike that it works. You have line choices, right? But there's, like, gnarly whooped out. Like, it gets beat at works. The track gets beat. So, the guys that haven't rode a dirt bike, they're used to having a car. They just smash through the biggest side. Well, I'm used to riding a dirt bike where you smash through the biggest part, like, you're going to actually feel it, Like, it's going to make it harder for you to get through. So, I try to be creative of getting around the bumps and finding the fastest, smoothest line. I feel like that's something that helped both of us a ton.
Does that mean that your guys' car control is a little bit elevated? Because, so let's use Works as an example, and I'll use a section of the track, like Lake Havasu when you're hugging the water, right? And there's only one line. There's no way you can get creative except if you ride the edge of the ruts and you push up on the top of them and you don't hit the real like kickers in the middle of them.
If you watch videos, that's where we're at always, dude. I'm never in those ruts.
Yeah. We try to, I mean, at a certain point you have to hit the rut, right? You can't just stay out of it the whole time, but you're trying to fall in so much later than like what the normal people are doing.
Or even skip on the sides, like surf it or whatever.
You're skipping across, and I don't know, I've done it a bunch of times where, it's all rutted, and I come from the outside and just jump the rutted turn into the inside where you just skip it all together.
Right. I think it's you for sure watch, like especially at work, so you can just watch the guys on the track and you're like, yeah, that dude's rode dirt bikes before,
Yeah.
Or it quads too, dude. Same thing.
Bo Barron, he's super good at it, and I mean, obviously he still rides quads and races dirt bikes.
I don't know. I think it matters less at Texplex just because Texplex is more of like just super precision, and it's smoother, so you're used like there is kind of only really a couple fast lines, so you're kind of stuck with it. So I think like something like racing go-karts or asphalt stuff would help you a ton at Texplex just because the amount of traction is insane.
So let's talk about that too. Well, Chase Carr said, are you guys ready for the a 12-hour Texplex race?
If you got a car for me?
If he has his car ready for us.
Ooh, that's what kind of car do you have to use? You can't just use one of the normal cars?
You can do whatever.
You can. The fuel mileage is kind of a big deal, stopping for fuel. So
less power actually helps?
It's, if you
or
can
less
get by.
tune?
Yeah, if you can get by with a little bit less horsepower, I think it's better.
Or we throw a big old tank.
In 12 hours, you have to switch, guys, or you have to do it yourself?
No, you can switch.
You can have up to 3 dudes.
Yeah,
I think? 3 drivers,
3 or 4, something like that.
All right, so let's talk about this a little bit, like in 2 different subjects or 2 different paths that we're going to talk about this. Like, first of all, Texplex. So when I was there, I only got to see 1 day of racing.
Yep.
But the amount of precision that it takes to get around that track, like what Corbin was talking about, is completely different than a works track. And I guess it's a little similar to what you would do in like a Lucas short course track or a Midwest short course, because you have to be really precise, like inch out of your line is going to cost you a little bit. But I remember seeing both of you guys. I think you were actually in RS1 at the time. You were in a turbo car. But going through that Daytona turn, there was 3 different ways to execute it. Some guys were just rolling the whole thing, keeping a lot of momentum around it. Some guys were squaring it up at the beginning, then shooting down. And then some guys were just coming into it like balls to the wall and then just fading up and then having to cut back down. But all of those were, I don't want to say good, like, because I know what I would have done and keep the momentum the whole way around it. But how is it when you're actually driving? Like, what's the best way to go through that from a motocrosser's perspective?
I'm always a guy that enters high and exits low. That's my thing. That's how I've always done it. Texplex for me has been a little bit weird just because I like super rough and big bumps and all of that. So,
and you don't get quite that much.
You don't.
Oh, so, you're the Glenn Helen at the end of the day motocross guy.
Yes, that's me. That's what I like.
It kind of just varies too. I mean, corner to corner, and it depends on if there's people around. Like I'm the king of entering high and slow and being on the gas super early and exiting fast and exiting low. Like go-kart style kind of.
That's exactly where I was watching when you guys came out of that corner.
That's my style. That's the way I love to drive. Well, you can't do that if someone's right behind you. You're going to get cleaned out. Someone's going down the inside of you, So that also changes, and that's a tough thing about Texplex is there's always dudes around you. So what I like to call your, qualifying line of the fastest way around the track isn't always the fastest way around. When you got guys, breathing down your neck, you got to protect a little bit more. So then it goes to where you have to try out different lines in practice and stuff like that and see what is going to, like this is my fast line when I'm away from people, but all right, what about when people are all over me?
And I guess line choice changes during the race too, right?
For sure.
Because the track dries out or has moisture or whatever.
Yeah. Ronnie can attest to it too. Ronnie's super good at that kind of stuff.
All right, so we got the man himself, the myth, the legend, NOS Energies, Ronnie Anderson. What's up, buddy?
Ron Dog.
What's going on, guys?
How are you, homie?
Oh, pretty good. How about you guys? Getting ready?
Trying to. We're always getting ready.
Well, you can see our car in the back is really ready.
Yeah, I'm ready to go, Ronnie. Look at that thing.
That looks good.
Hey,
my 2 look the exact same way.
Oh, really?
About how it goes.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we got like 3 or 4 weeks. We're dialed.
Hey, but I don't think you had to have as hardcore of a Scotch Brite party as Corbin did over here, because this thing's looking fresh, dude.
Yeah, luckily I'm all powder coated, so I don't got to do much Scotch Brite now.
I bet you were jealous when you were freaking getting arm pumps scrubbing this thing. Huh?
Ronnie's cheating. He's got powder coat.
Hey, so thanks for joining us, Ronnie. We really appreciate it. One of the things that we were talking about right now was Texplex. So maybe before we get into how your guys' Texplex season has been going, because we want to talk about that, but maybe you can kind of tell us the difference between like a normal short course track compared to what a Texplex track is.
Like Texplex is super technical and has a lot of different style corners. I mean, they have off cameras, hips, big bullet turns, and normal short course style tracks are kind of a lot of the same corners all in one track. So all very same banking and everything like that. So Texplex, you got to be kind of on point for a lot of more of different aspects on the track. So it's really cool. Like I always say, it's more of meant for a UTV than most other short course style tracks. So that's what makes it really fun.
And would you guys relate it to like in between a short course track and a motocross track, or how would be the good? Yeah,
is that a good way? That's pretty much what I'd say. That with way more hard pack, way more traction.
That mixed with the circle track. Yeah, like Speedway.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it just gets super blue groove.
It's like pavement, dude. It's insane.
I keep going back to that Daytona turn because that was one of the most impressive things that I saw because everybody's hauling ass around that turn. But at the end of that turn, because it's so big, at the end of that turn, you could make up a quarter or a half a second.
Yeah.
It's just one turn.
No, there's a lot of time to be gained and lost or just in one lap around that place. And it's a really big lap too. It's like a 2.5 minute lap, so you have to be on point to remember it all.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. Like you have to remember the track like a motocross national almost.
Yeah, and they switched up every round too. They throw something at you. Sometimes there's a joker lane, sometimes there's not. Sometimes they do a midway caution, sometimes they don't. So it's kind of cool. We all hate it, but in one sense, but in the other sense, it makes for good racing.
Yeah, exactly. We got 1J Bald said, "Smile, Ronnie," and then Mini Turbo later. I don't know if that's a comment to Ronnie, but it says, "Me, the kid from the Mud Nationals."
Yeah, Mud Nationals is badass. What's going on, dude?
Hey, have you guys ever done an event like that? Because now that he mentions that Mud Nationals looks rowdy, dude.
I was just talking to Brandon from over at UTV Sports Mag about that at the last Texplex.
Put your mic a little closer.
We got to go out there. But yeah,
they look
so crazy. I'm super down to go and do it like how Ronnie and RJ did it. They showed up and in a rig that wasn't theirs, flow in, and
you had
a blast, and then left. Yeah. I'm in for that. If I gotta take my stuff, no, thank you. I don't want to have to watch that sucker.
Wait, so how did you guys get? Did you guys just get invited to go use a rental at the Mud Nationals, or what, Ronnie?
Yeah, so we brought on High Lifter this year onto our team, and they make all of the suspension kits and everything to make your UTV like the ultimate mud rider. So they have
portals, the whole thing.
That event. The portals, everything. I know that they say they have the best portals in the game, and they throw on that event in Arkansas, Mud Nationals. It's absolutely crazy. And
did you have the 60 people? Did you have the 69-inch tires too?
No. So sadly, the rental, the rental was just Polaris makes High Lifter Edition UTVs for mud, but it is nothing compared to what everyone else has out there. They have 45-inch tall tires, and we were on just little 27s trying to make it through. So it was a blast, but
dude, it looks so
it looks like it'd be fun. You might as well just throw all your clothes away and all your stuff away. But, it looks
it's all about getting gator waders, dude. We learned the hard way the first day, and then the second, third day.
Oh, is that those special outfits?
I think it goes out to right here or something.
Yeah. It's like when people wear fly fishing and stuff.
What if somebody sabotages you and puts a little pinhole in the bottom of your...
Or just dunks you down to where it goes over the top?
You're going to be sneaking to the bottom.
Yeah, they come with a patch kit, actually, so you could patch yourself up.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You know it's rough when you have to have a patch kit for your pants.
Oh, man. That's pretty sweet, man. How was that for the Southern California boy going out there? It sounds like fun.
Yeah, it was a culture shock for sure. Those boys... It's definitely just a different style of riding because it's they only go 5 to 10 miles an hour in the mud the entire time. So you're not going very fast. Everyone has insanely expensive rigs. Like when you go out to Glamis or the desert here, a lot of people can run stock cars, but out there if you have a stock car, you're not making it very far.
I feel like
everyone has these crazy elaborate rides.
I feel like you have to have at least a 36-pack cooler for all of your liquids and hydration.
Yeah, that's the entry fee.
Yeah, exactly. And then just mad stereo system in your rig. Because if you're just cruising, you got to be sipping.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's got to be loud, right?
Yeah.
I mean.
So, all right, so let's get back to the Texplex stuff. The first story I want to do as a transition into the Texplex stuff is we're talking about having a cooler. We're talking about having a stereo. When I went to Texplex, you guys were all there, but Dustin Jones was there, and in his rental that he had a cooler in the back. He had a stereo system. He had a passenger, and he had just, a normal skid lid helmet on. Went out there and raced the exhibition class or whatever it was called. It was pretty funny, dude.
Yeah,
sent all the jumps with the stereo, the whole thing going with the cooler.
He does get a little more professional. He puts the whole kit on, races his real short course car when it comes to race all of us. But yeah, Yeah, he's wild too. He's funny.
It was a cool transition, at least for me to see that, because I was like, all right, so the professional moto's coming up, and he's out here. This is the cooler on the back, like getting out there to send it. All right, so Chase Carr was saying that they're going to have that 12-hour Texplex race. Are you going to do that one, Ronnie?
Me and RJ are talking about doing it. We're not 100% sure yet, but it's definitely something I want to do. It looks like a lot of fun.
How would you do it? Like, what's the strategy behind something like that? Because I feel like that's gnarly.
Yeah, it was gnarly.
Oh, you already did it?
Yeah, I did it last year.
Cody?
I didn't do it. He did it with
I've never
Colin
been
Truitt.
as cold. That was the coldest I've ever been in my life, dude.
When is
I
it?
went in hypothermia for sure.
When is it? What month?
It was in December, but dude, we started. So I started it, right, and I think it started at 7 a.m., but like it was dark. I think the sun came up at like 7:15 or something. So it was freezing cold, and dude, I'm from California. I'm not used to cold. And I'm in like just my normal driving suit. I didn't think it'd be that cold, so I didn't really bring anything. And I started at 7. Well, it was all good. It was still dark. Like, it was cold. Well, they have water crossings. So I come just blitzing it through the water crossings. First lap, into my first 4-hour stint of it, dude, I'm soaked with water, like, in the first bit of it.
Like, turn into an icicle?
Dude, seriously? So, like, the worst was my feet because they got actually submerged in the water. And, like, my feet got so cold that I was like, dude, like, they're going numb for sure. Well, and then eventually they got to the point where I couldn't, like, I thought they had warmed up. Well, no, they just got numb. Because when I hopped out of the car after 4 hours, I hopped out and, like, was all squirrely walking around, you know? And I'm like, dang, like, they never got warm. They just went numb. But
dude,
it was a lot of fun.
That's crazy.
Never been so cold in my life.
I was going to say, I wouldn't want to race. I would have probably just picked the Cody route and just not gone.
Yeah, I wasn't there. I was chilling.
That was fun, dude. I want to get back and try to do it again.
What year or what month is it this year? Do you guys know?
I think it's December 12th or something.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know, man. So I can attest to that, too. I didn't go, but I sent a photographer out there for the Dirt Life, and he lasted, I think, until maybe 7:30 in the morning, and he's like, it's too cold, I'm out.
Dude, it was so cold.
Yeah.
It was so cold.
He was and he didn't go through a water crossing. He just left.
I did. Yeah, I don't know. It was no big deal until the water crossing, to be honest. But after that, it was bad.
There we go.
It was a lot of fun, though, dude, for sure.
Chase Car 13 says we got a car ready for the three of you guys.
Let's do it.
That sounds like it would be pretty fun. I think Ronnie's got some other sponsors. He wouldn't be able to do it with you, so you guys might have to manhandle it twice, both of you guys, huh?
Yeah.
Get both of you guys to do it. Is the track different?
Yeah, so, dude, it's crazy, honestly, because it's like a 23-mile loop all throughout. Texplex has a ton of property that they actually own.
23 miles?
Yeah, so it's 23 miles. They run the short course track, the motocross tracks. They have all kinds of little tracks. They have like a Raptor, like a pre-runner truck, like little track that's like a little bit smoother.
A daily driver track?
Yeah, you can go rip around the outside
so,
of
like,
that
you
place.
run all that stuff. It's actually pretty smooth.
Dude, I feel
you
like
rip out on the woods, and then you have a couple water crossings, and it's crazy because that dirt there is like nothing I've ever seen before in my life. It gets like almost the whole 23-mile loop, other than the water crossings, got half blue grooved. It was
we
nuts.
should totally get a rental car and go drive that track.
Oh yeah, you can, dude. They have rentals on site there.
No, I'm talking about a rental car, like from like Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Yeah.
Go through the Rodozer track.
I had a little Ford Fiesta, me and Chubb one time, but it was too muddy for that. I could barely get through the parking lot.
Dude, that would be so fun.
That would be fun. You could do it.
Would you like that long course a little bit better, Ronnie? You think, or no?
I think it would be sweet. I think just like what they were saying, if it's super blue grooves and stuff, I think it would be a blast to do. And 23-mile loop's pretty short when you're doing it for 12 hours if you think about it.
Dude,
so,
I felt like I had the whole thing wired. And I'm like, how did I memorize 20 miles? I'm like, oh, I've probably done like 20 laps on this thing.
By the end, are you just like going crazy? Like, oh my God, like.
I don't know. I just had to like find like little things to like keep me like focused. You know, I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna hit this section a little faster than this time, or whatever it was.
If you were gonna give Ronnie and Cody some tips if they were gonna go out there and do it this year, because it sounds like Ronnie might. Like, what's the things like? What do you have to do to keep like? Okay, first of all, when did you lose focus?
When my feet were going numb.
Okay, so it's pretty early on.
I'm just kidding. No, like you know, I'm usually decent about like keeping focused. I feel like. You just kind of have
like
those
12
spurts,
hours of
you know?
repetition would be just
so like you'll do like you're all good for like the first hour, I feel like, and then you kind of like start to just think about something else, and then you're like, all right, like no, I'm racing, and then I don't know.
Can you feel your lap times drop at that point or no?
For me, I don't feel like I lost the focus like for that long enough to really hurt me. I think it's just like a few, like you put a couple sections together and like, you know, if you drive down the highway or something, you go through a couple lights and you're like, dang, like I don't even remember driving.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it is. You do a couple sections, you're like, dang, I don't even remember the last couple sections. Maybe I need to refocus and like get back to what I'm doing. But
So
it's not like that long where you really like lose focus.
So what's the main tip you would give these boys if they had to go do it?
Keep the car together.
Oh, just not go too hard?
Yeah,
I feel like
that's
that
the
would
hardest thing, dude, to pace yourself.
Well, Ronnie's done some desert racing and stuff. I feel like it would be hard for you to keep it because you want to just go balls to the wall.
Yeah, I just want to smash. That was my problem in desert even. It just
he's done the desert now. He knows.
I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to hold back when you know you can go faster, but you know, a lot of times you have to.
Hey, Dune and Destroy guy said, Ronnie, what happened to drift night with the side-bys? What's that mean?
We were gonna hold. Yeah, we were gonna hold like a UTV event over at Adams Kart Track, and we ended up having to have a video shoot or something that weekend. We had to cancel it, and Troy over there at Adams Park is so busy nowadays. He has basically every weekend booked with something. So we're gonna do it soon, but just got to get some time.
It sounds like it would be pretty cool.
It'd be fun.
Dude, I've been trying to talk about like stuff to do with side-by-sides that's been different too, so that'd be kind of a cool thing.
It's cool. They're so versatile, you know. So like, it's cool to see
what
people
tires
just
would
do
you
other
run on the
stuff.
car if you're doing that? Like a street tire? Like a DOT tire?
I had like old shaved 30s from my old Lucas days in the 1000s, so I just put those on because they were already pretty roached.
Oh, so you could just smoke it. What tires would you guys use then? Because I feel like you need like something that's not grippy, right?
I'd probably just
depends
run
on what
like
you're trying. If you're going straight to drift, I just run my dirt tire. It's gonna have no traction on the street. It'll be good.
Yeah, that'd
Throw
be
in two-wheel drive and just fry them off.
They're fast enough now. Even if you have a ton of grip, they're fast enough in two-wheel drive where you can just burn off the tires. So they rip pretty good nowadays.
Yeah, that's true.
Even stock, dude. I feel like.
Hey, so one of the things that I was going to ask about was, let me see here, what pulling
out the notes.
Yeah, well, I had something on my head. I just forgot what I was going to talk about. But anyway, so if you guys are going to do something like that, Ronnie, what do you guys usually do if you're going to prepare for an event like that? Because I feel like that would be super cool if that could come to fruition.
Yeah, so all we did, we went out there actually and ran a few laps at one of their time attack nights that they have with just like you could bring your own, like your Hyundai and your Honda Civic, whatever, and just run the track for best time. And we went out there and all we did was take the top spring off on the shocks and then just put different tires on them and we were good to go.
Dang, dude. There was some side-by-sides are versatile these days.
No, they are. It's pretty crazy.
What kind of payout are you doing for this thing? Because that's what's going to interest everybody to come out there.
Probably nothing.
Perfect.
At least he's honest.
Yeah, give him a few nos. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
You rip their sleeves off.
Or cut their jeans.
For sure.
Hey, so one thing I was going to talk about, that's why I said the contingency thing, or the what are you going to give away, is contingency and side-by-side racing. And this is not a serious subject, but this is just an idea that I wanted to bring up because we talked about it in like a previous show. So motocross, like before when we were younger, we talked about the Razor 200 earlier. Like coming up through the ranks in dirt bikes, we were able to pay for the program mostly off contingency winnings, right? So we would have like Suzuki bucks or whatever it is. And as a dirt bike racer, I would race the 80 intermediate class, 125 intermediate, or 80 expert, 125 intermediate, and 250 intermediate, all on one bike, all on the 80. And I would be able to win all three events, and we would come home with enough money over the weekend to be able to pay for whatever we needed to for the next races or whatever it was. So it gave the opportunity for a lot of people that didn't have really a lot of expendable money to be able to race, right? And I feel like the side-by-side industry is getting big enough to be able to do stuff like that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, you see it. I mean, you see it a little bit with like tire companies and stuff like that, but not really manufacturers. As far as I know. But I think that would be, that's something obviously that helps the sport grow, right? You got kids that it's expensive. I mean, racing's expensive. Yeah, this isn't as expensive as running like Ronnie's Pro Light program or RJ's Pro 4 program or anything like that, but it's still expensive. So if you can, if you have someone that's good, right, a kid that's good, you were good, obviously, because you were able to win. If you have a kid that's good and they're able to, get some money back to pay for, the next race, it's super beneficial.
Yeah, I think it would be pretty cool if stuff would happen like that. And I think the side-by-side industry is growing enough where some of these manufacturers can start affording it. And I'm not an office guy. I'm not in the manufacturer's pocketbook or anything, but I just think it would be cool. I think it would really grow the youth racing and stuff like that. And so the other question that I was going to ask is, like, along those same lines, if people had a little bit different budget, if you guys had a bigger budget, if Ronnie had a bigger budget, like, would you guys be able to operate a program where you have like a practice razor and then a race razor where you're actually going out and doing it very similar to what a motocross layout is? Like, you're riding during the week or driving during the week, and then you're elevating the games, because the more you're behind the wheel, the faster you're going to go.
For sure. I mean, Ronnie can attest to it. They take a lot of work. I mean, you drive them and you work on them. You drive them and you work on them. So it's not like a dirt bike. They take a little bit longer, and obviously larger budgets equal more time. You can have a mechanic and someone that's going to be working on it at all times, or afford to have the second spare car. That's not really done yet that I know of, and that would be super beneficial for sure.
And I think it's getting that way. I think, like, of course, like, we're in our infant stages, so there's more money coming to it and all that. But I think for right now, like, personally, I know, like, there's other ways to get that seat time. You know what I mean? Like, I spend a lot more time, like, at the go-kart track doing that, and then, like, I have a simulator as well. I know Ronnie has one that, like, it's not the same, no, but, like, still just, I don't know, it still keeps you alert or whatever. You're kind of used to being next to people, and you can do other things, and we all kind of have play cars and stuff like that. You take just going and driving around in the hills or going out in the desert, like, you're in a car that still handles very similar to, like, the race car, when you're racing side by side. So just seat time is seat time,
Well, maybe I'm thinking about it wrong then. Maybe that's the way to think about it. Like, Ronnie, what's your opinion? Am I thinking about it too much? Like, you don't need that much practice in a side by side?
Yeah, I think, you could always take as much practice as you could get, right? I mean,
Sure.
There's always something to be learned with the car, with yourself, how you could always be better, right? But at the same time, like, if you go to the track at Texplex and you practice with your practice car, and then you get to qualifying and you break, well, you should have just ran your normal car in practice, and you might have broken practice and been able to fix it for qualifying. So it's, kind of a 50-50. I'm on the fence for sure.
Yeah, I got you. Like you're saying, the off-road stuff, you have to work a little bit harder, because it's not like you can just wash it and go ride it again,
Yeah,
right?
I think, dude, honestly, I think, like, what you're saying, like, is totally where I'd love to see it go. Like, personally, if I had, multiple guys in here getting the race cars ready and an identical practice car, sitting here just like that, then, I'm out at the track just spinning laps.
Yeah.
Of course, dude, you're gonna excel so much quicker. Like, you're gonna get better than other people so much quicker by practicing more. So yeah. I think it's getting that way. It's just budgets and stuff like that, and yeah, I mean, you got to have a lot of mechanics getting stuff done for you if you're gonna be able to do it that way. So I think it's growing more that way.
Or just work your butt off more.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
All right, so let's talk a little bit more about this Texplex stuff. Jason Garrettson commented and said, Ronnie, he's gonna crush way more Busch Lights than you have Coors Lights in camp.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, honestly, those boys in the Midwest get down for sure.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about your guys' Texplex. We'll let Ronnie go first. Like, how's things been going at Texplex this year, bud? I know you did some good results, right?
Yeah, I'm 50-50 in Pro Stock, or in Pro 1000, I guess you could say. It's I've had pretty good luck. I've been getting more luck than the other guys. Actually, we're leading the points in that, so it's good. But I've had absolutely horrible luck in the turbo. I mean, just failure after failure in the main. We'll qualify good and qualify first, I think, 2 or 3 times now, and then we get into the races and just can't get to finish. So hopefully we can turn it around. I know these boys right here have also been having some tough luck, and finally got their new cars done. So hopefully we could get them up in the mix for sure.
What's the thought process when you have like some face adversity like that? Like, what's the way to get into the next weekend or the rest of the season?
Oh, man, the thought process is just we need to fix it, right? And we need to fix it as fast as we can so we can be up on top of that podium for all the supporters and, yourself. I mean, we no Polaris Razor winners yet in Texplex Turbo class. So I think we got to change that sooner than later.
Yeah, and we love all the guys that are winning in the other brands and stuff like that, but it would be cool to definitely see all 3 of you guys mix it up.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's the plan.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been a little rough. We've all agreed that Texas hates California. But no, I mean, we're getting closer. Obviously, it's not going as quickly as any of us would like. But we are definitely getting closer speed wise. Obviously, Ronnie's qualified first quite a few times, so he has the speed thing down. We're just honestly working through a couple things, and unfortunately or fortunately, however you want to look at it, we're all kind of working through the same thing. So I think we're all trying to tackle it, in different ways and trying to make it happen.
Well, that's what makes it so cool that off-road is you can tackle it different ways and you can find a good solution for it. One of the things that I was going to say on that same note that you were talking about with Texas hating California, I think it was the opposite the first time Ronnie went there because he loves Texas.
I do like Texas. I liked it a lot more at the beginning of the season. It was definitely a lot better the first, second, third round. Then once you're going there for your fourth, fifth, and sixth, it's like, man, this is a long drive, a long haul, and we're not doing very good. So it definitely wears on you. The weather's crazy. It's either going to rain or be super hot. So it's always throwing something different at you.
Yeah, I feel you on that. The cryo heat guys said that Sean Saxon was the first one to make a Polaris on the podium this year. Is that true?
I think so.
Yes, year, I think so. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, K-Man commented in and said he's bringing his. I forgot what his name is.
Kanan. Yeah,
Kanan.
that kid's
That's the 12-year-old kid.
Yeah. He's been
he
battling
gets
with
down,
him.
dude. Kanan can throw down.
He said he's bringing a turbo car this next race. Is what he just commented.
Yeah,
in.
I think he's got a turbo RS1 or something.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Is that legal?
Yeah.
Dude, there's not many things that aren't
no
legal
rules.
in Texas.
There's no rules in Texas.
It's like
One
the
of
Wild
cool
West.
things.
I mean, it's called
it's
the Outlaw
Wild
Series.
West.
Dude, that's pretty cool though, man. Like I love that that format of racing because it really drives and breeds competition.
It definitely does.
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, obviously you got a limit on the rules. You got to limit a few things, but I think it's good. I think it's good to have multiple different brands competing. Even it's good. It's good camaraderie. It elevates all the companies. Everyone's trying to beat everyone, so it makes everyone get better.
Yeah, I agree 100%. What's one of the funniest things that you had happen with these boys out there in Texas so far, Ronnie? I know you guys haven't had as much luck on the track as you'd want to, but what about some of the stuff off the track?
Yeah, I mean, Texas is cool. All the people there are always so genuine and nice. And like when you go to the gas station, nice. Just everyone there wants to talk to you and definitely a lot more friendly than California. But it is interesting. Everything around the Texplex track all closes like at 9 or 10. So if you're having a late night on Friday, you better go get some food quick because it'll close down on you.
Chili's is about your only option.
Chili's is the only thing open.
Yeah, me and so the first round of the year it was a doubleheader. So you raced on Saturday, and the following Saturday we raced round 2. So we were all there for a week. Me and Ronnie and Cole Keats and Cheek.
What do you do
and
for a week?
All of us. We were prepping our cars during the day and then doing whatever during the night. I feel like I don't know. I don't even know what all we did. We pretty much found whatever we could do in Texas, and there wasn't much. And if you wanted to eat past like 8 o'clock, how he's saying, pretty sure we went to Chili's like 4 times in 1 week because it's the only thing open after 8.
They don't have like a Philly Bertos?
Dude, they don't have much.
Nothing.
There is no there's definitely no good Mexican food out there either.
What's the burrito place or taco place right there? What's it called?
I can't remember.
Oh, that one's pretty good.
Casa
That one's
Taco
not
or
bad.
something?
Yeah, that one's not bad.
I need to go to that place because I went to when I was over there at Texplex. I went to a place that it said like best tacos ever. Like it was like literally the name was the worst like deceiving thing ever because I went there and I'm like, dude, I could have easily went to Taco Bell and like elevated my game.
Yeah, their Mexican food, you'd be disappointed. Like their Mexican food is good, but it's like Tex-Mex they call it. So it's like their own twist on it. Like it's good, but it's not like you're used to like authentic. Like that's how we are down here.
Yeah,
like,
I'm feeling the
real
authentic
Mexican
stuff.
food.
The crowd, he guys said, yeah, 100%. They're trying to help get a Polaris on the podium. Josh and all those guys over at Cryo, he do such a fantastic job. I think it'll happen sooner than later. So, especially with all awesome drivers like you guys out there giving it your all.
We're trying, man. We're trying. It's definitely, getting smoked for a while definitely fuels us all. I know.
So what's what's the
competitive.
mental process that you go through, Cody? Like you go to the Texplex, you have either a successful or unsuccessful weekend. Like, what's your process? Like you're flying home or driving home? Are you debriefing? Are you writing notes down? Like how do you do it? Like if you're going to tell a youth racer a good tip on how to like advance your program.
I mean, honestly, I I pretty much bounce everything off my dad. So he's always thinking about stuff. Obviously, he's always trying to make everything better. And he doesn't, when it comes down to it, I make the decisions on the program, but they're decisions that I've bounced off, a few people. I've even talked to Ronnie some, RJ some, just kind of about what they're doing. And typically, like, I'm driving to the airport and I'm already on the phone with my dad, or I'm sitting there waiting for my plane and I'm on the phone with my dad, like, hey, can we try this? Can we do this? And first thing Monday morning, we know what we broke, so parts orders are going in. We're trying to get, Corbin's been driving. Luckily, I've been able to fly. So, he gets home, we get stuff unloaded. Typically, like Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, we get stuff unloaded and just kind of thrash until we can get back. And I know for us three guys, like,
does that mean you're super critical on yourself, or how do you?
Yeah, no,
manage that?
I'm bummed. I'm tweaked when I don't do good, and if stuff's not working right,
But it sounds like you do that even if you were to win the race, you'd still be critical about your.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you got people. Even when you're at the top, people want to beat you. I mean, Millers are winning right now, and I'm going to tell you, all of us want to beat them, super bad. So, if you want to stay on top, you gotta.
You wouldn't be a racer if you didn't.
Yeah, you got to kind of be critical of yourself, and yeah, you can take positives away, but there's always something that you can learn. Unfortunately, we're learning a little more right now by losing, but you can still learn when you're winning too.
Yeah, you're going to appreciate that win when you get it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be sweet now because it's been tough.
It looks like, I don't know who it was, Brian Carr, whoever was the one that commented in, said Big Jim to Home Depot.
Yeah, dude. Our race cars are built off Home Depot parts.
my dad used a lot of Home Depot parts.
Car 1, a.k.a. Home Depot right here?
Yeah, no, these ones, luckily these ones don't have any Home Depot parts. But
I love that thing, dude. It's such a good-looking car.
I guess we should probably say, too, a lot of people always get it confused that we're, like, he's my uncle. So,
yeah.
Jim... What he's talking about, his dad would be my grandpa. So,
yeah,
everyone seems to always get confused that we have different last names, but yeah.
It would take a whole show just to explain your guys' family.
Yeah,
dude,
for sure.
We could definitely have a reality TV
and then
show,
he's getting ready to be related to Ronnie, and it's just like, you just got all kinds of stuff going on.
Oh, man. Did you hear that? Did you see any of those social media comments that happened earlier, Ronnie?
No, I didn't.
Okay, good. We'll just leave it at that. They weren't about you, but they were about Shelby. So it was pretty funny to see that stuff, though. Are you super critical after you win or lose, too?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, if you don't have a good weekend, no one's happy, really, So it's always back to the drawing board, and everyone at the shop, we kind of all get together and talk about it and just, like, drum up our best game plan on what we need to fix and just take it one step at a time. Obviously, we haven't been too successful yet, but been talking to Corbin and Cody about what they've been having problems with, and we're having, luckily and unluckily, the same issues. So we'll get her figured out, though, here soon.
That's a good thing to bring up as well. And we talk about the camaraderie in off-road racing all the time. Like, in dirt bikes, it doesn't exist as much, right? Yep. Like, it's like, okay, you're broken. You guys can go figure it out yourselves. But, like, you guys are all three competitors, but you guys are all working together for the same goal, to help out each other to be able to win a race.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, we're all obviously under Polaris Razor's umbrella. So, I don't want to see a Can-Am winning. I'd rather see Ronnie win or Corbin win than them. So, nothing against those guys. It's just, that's our group. That's our group of people. We want to win. And I think Ronnie would feel the same way. It's, we're trying to help them. He's trying to help us, and anything that we can do to win.
Actually, so obviously you guys share data and you share intelligence and stuff for your racing programs, but do you guys also share, like, setups? Like, what if each one of you had to drive another guy's car? Like, would you guys be successful in that? Like, everybody's always like, dude, if I had Tomac's bike, I could win, bro. Like, I could totally win. But that's not true. Like, could you guys be ambidextrous and switch between people's cars and be able to drive them?
I don't know. I mean, everyone has their own setup, Even me and him, our style is going to be similar, but there's going to be certain things that we each like of our own, So I don't know that you could say we could all hop in each other's and win, but definitely there's things that, like, like we've gone to Ronnie about, and like, hey, what are you doing for this? Or like, we're having this problem. What do you think you could help? And same thing with him, So there's definitely, like, we definitely share, like, setup tips and stuff like that. For sure. And
I know we've all pretty much ran each other's valving and stuff like that. I mean, obviously Walker does our stuff, so we've all bounced around, and I know Ronnie's ran some of my stuff and then changed it, and I've done the same. I've ran his stuff and changed it over the years. So we definitely I think we're definitely all playing off of each other at this point.
That's actually super cool, though, because that means that you have way more brains in the pits, so to speak, right, or in the shop. Because one of the questions that I was going to ask is what's the difference between Works and Texplex? And there's a massive difference, but the setups are the most different parts of it, and you guys can all use each other to relay that or to switch information.
Yeah. No, and it's cool because it helps all of us progress quicker, you know. If it's just us two, I mean, that's better than one, right? Just me by myself, if I'm trying to work through all these problems, it's easier if I have another guy, you know, to bounce the same ideas off of and say, hey, I'm having this problem. What do we think we could do to fix it? And then you add another person like Ronnie, where you another person to bounce off, you know. So just the more brain power you can get in there to try to solve problems, the better.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And so Ronnie, what would you say is the biggest difference between Works and Texplex?
Honestly, there's nothing to me that it's
where's the similarities, huh?
Yeah,
well,
you
guys are talking about from an expert level, but I want to ask that question like I'm just showing up to the races and I've never raced a side-by-side before.
I would say you would start with shocks and your tire, wheel, sway bar setups. I would say that's probably your biggest difference.
Okay, gotcha. So if you've raced at Texplex and you want to go to a different series like Works or something, that would be the first things that you would change?
Yeah, instantly shocks and tires, first thing.
And that's the same with you guys?
Definitely. Yeah, no, and I mean, when we went even last year with our Works cars, you know, we'd called Ronnie and RJ and kind of asked them, and they said, slam it as low as you possibly can and you know, put something that's going to hook up on more of like the street style than a big knobby tire. So
closer to a short course setup. Yeah. Gotcha. That's cool. Hey, Ronnie, how much time do you have? You want to play a couple Are You Smarter Than a Third Grader questions with these boys?
Yeah, I got some time.
All right, let's do it. Have you guys ever played this game before?
I have not.
Dude, then Ronnie's got a leg up.
It is a tough game, boys, let me tell you.
All right, so should we also have some of the audience chime in too? So we have a few people that are watching right now. So if you guys want to chime in live, you guys are more than welcome to try to answer these things fast. Since Ronnie, I don't know how much of a lag it is on Instagram Live, but let's give him 1 second to answer. And Ronnie already knows the rules. Your name is your buzzer. So you have to, because it's an audio format too. Not everybody's going to see the video. So if you have an answer, you got to say your name, and then you can give the answer. You guys ready?
Yep.
This is pretty much the most hardcore thing you guys are going to have to deal with all year. I know you guys have been stressed at Texplex, but this is way more stressful, trust me. All right, Ronnie, I think you got an advantage here, but let's go with the first question. How many minutes are in half an hour?
Ronnie.
Oh, I don't think he's got a lag. I think we might have to just speed it up. All right, Ronnie, what is it?
I was getting him a second.
You said how many minutes are in a half an hour?
Yes.
Oh, 30.
Dude, did you see? He just gave you guys like the advantage. Like he just said his name for no reason. Then he repeated the question to get it back. So,
all right.
So you see how
I see what you did there.
All right.
I'll take a point deduction.
All right. 1 point for Ronnie. We're giving it to him. Second question of Are You Smarter Than a Third Grader? If it's 5:30 when you leave for the store and 6:15 when you get back, how many minutes were you gone?
Cody.
Ronnie.
Cody got it.
45 minutes?
Dude, nailed it.
That's easy.
Dude, you got it.
I'm just going to start yelling out my name.
All right.
I'll think about it. I'll just
all right, so if we're doing it in race format,
everyone's commenting in the answers.
Yeah, that's perfect. Ronnie and Cody whole shot you a little bit,
yeah,
dude.
They're smoking.
Well, that never happened, so I'll take it.
No, I know.
If anybody
usually the whole shot, guy.
Yeah, I was going to say, Corbin usually gets good starts, right? All right, third question. Are you smarter than a third grader? What is 25 times 3?
Oh, Corbin.
Ronnie.
Oh, Corbin got you, dude.
Yeah.
Corbin got you.
25 times. Wait, hold up. You're going to make me overthink it now. It's 75.
Hey, that is legal. I forgot to tell you guys, you can steal it if somebody stutters, and you can steal it like what Ronnie did.
Oh, all right.
Hey, so we're gonna skip that one. We're not giving any points because he already gave out the answer. But
fair enough.
Dude, Ronnie was on fire right there.
He's ready.
Good. These flies are killing me.
All right.
They're not even eating you guys.
Julius Caesar was the emperor of what empire?
Cody.
Ooh, that's kind of a tie. Let's
I smoked you on that.
Since we didn't get a point for Corbin, let's give it to him right now. Let's let him try.
It was the Roman Empire, right?
Ooh, nailed it. Ronnie, did you know the answer to that one?
No, I don't think I did.
All right, so it's a tie, right? Now
It's a
everybody's
tie.
got 1 point?
We're three-way, yeah.
All right, cool. Let's see here. Question number 5 of Are You Smarter Than the Third Grader? What did colonists dump in the Boston Harbor?
Corbin.
Cody got
He
you,
got
dude.
it, dude. He got it.
T.
They did. It was tea. One of my favorite drinks. Hey, you guys want to know a fun fact? I've told somebody else or this on the show before. I've never, ever drank a cup of coffee or tasted coffee in my whole life.
Never once?
Not even once. Not even
We
licked
got to
it.
try it.
Never.
I've
Wow.
tasted
We got to
it,
get
but I
this guy a
can't
cup of
drink it.
coffee. He's got to do it.
You don't like it, or you do like it?
I don't like it at all.
Big tea guy?
I'm more of a tea
No, I
guy
don't even
than
like
coffee,
tea.
for sure.
What do you
but-
drink? Water?
Water.
That's it?
Yeah.
Zevias. What does Ronnie drink? Nos, bro.
That's
You got that Nos. All right. So let's see here. We just asked T. The person in a novel who tells the story from a third-person perspective is called. Oh,
He got it.
Did Ronnie
He
get
got
it?
me.
Yeah.
I
All
got
right,
it,
Ronnie.
too.
What is it?
I got the narrator.
Yeah, you got it. Pulling the lead. All right. So you guys went into the first turn like all together, and it seems like Ronnie's pulling out now.
Yeah.
All right. I can just see you guys went in the split lane, and Ronnie took the inside. That's what I'm seeing.
We're taking the Joker
Yeah,
lane
I
first.
actually saw Ronnie do that the last round at Texplex, I'm not going to lie.
Really? All right, we only got 5 more questions left, so you guys got to make these ones count. Let's see here. The main series of events in a story is called what?
Corbin, I'm going to try it.
All right.
It's the plot, no?
Dude, nailed it.
Yeah.
Damn, you guys are pretty good at this
See,
game.
I've been out of third grade for a long time.
I feel like it was like for me.
That was
the
more of
math-
a guess, if anything, if
I
I'm
feel
going to
like-
be honest.
Ronnie, are you with me on this? Are you like more of the English professor guy, or are you like the math guy?
I would say I'm more of English, probably.
Oh, really? Because I'm the like I don't know these like English and
Yeah,
science.
I'm more
social-
math guy for sure.
I'm a math guy.
All right,
I
let's
just don't want to. I just can't get left like that, dude. They're smoking me.
Oh,
I gotta
your
pull
game is
something
up now.
out. I gotta
Dude,
pull something
hey,
out.
You see what this guy does under pressure, Ronnie?
I know he's looking good.
Don't bring out the jump rope, though. I'll get smoked.
All right, so the next question is, what phenomenon might be felt on the surface when 2 tectonic plates rub
Ronnie,
against
Corbin.
each other? Oh, I don't know who got that first. I kind of
rock, paper, scissors.
Let's go. Rock, paper, scissors.
rock paper scissors for it. All right, 1,
All right, on shoot.
All right.
3.
Rock,
Okay, go.
paper, scissors, shoot.
Did we?
What?
Oh,
you
we got
guys all
It's
did. You
us.
guys all did
He
scissors.
was paper. We're scissors.
I
Let's
was
go.
paper.
Let's
I
go.
lost.
Let's go.
I lost the tiebreaker.
Oh! All right, Corbin got
Earthquake.
it. All right, so what phenomenon?
Earthquake.
Dude, nailed it.
He's
Too
cheating.
easy.
It's on the screen.
No, I had. When you said tectonic, my mind was just earthquake.
Tectonic is the word got you
I
there.
don't even know what it means, but I knew it was earthquake.
Oh, wait, so how many points do you have now? 3?
Yeah, I think so.
Dude, you got to step it up your game right now.
I think I have 2. No.
I thought you had 1.
You got one, dude.
Whatever.
We only have, well, we got 3 questions left. You can
All
still
right.
win.
Oh,
I'm
you're
gonna
still
pull it
winning
out at
back.
the end.
All right, Ronnie. Let's see here. Which planet is closest to the sun? Ooh, this is a good one. Which planet?
Ronnie.
All right, Ronnie.
He's just hoping someone comes through in the
I
live.
got Venus.
Steal.
No.
Venus?
Yeah, you can steal it. He got it wrong.
Is it Earth?
No.
No.
No, you got to. You don't even have to
Oh,
steal.
Ronnie.
All right.
Ronnie back again.
Ronnie steals it back.
Is it Mercury?
Yeah!
Oh, dude, I don't know that one. I don't know why I wanted to say Mars. I know that's like the third or something, second. I don't know.
Yeah, you could guess, and you only have 7 guesses.
Yeah, I
so
should
this
just
could've-
guessed. Your odds are decent, huh?
All right, so how many points you got now, Ronnie?
That's 3. I'm tied up with Corbin.
All right, so you're
pressure's
out.
on,
Yeah.
dude.
All right, so you want to read one of these last questions? Read question number 10 here. Are you smarter than the
Better
third
get that
grader?
away. I'm gonna cheat.
What resource covers most of the Earth?
Oh, me. The ozone, right?
Corbin? No.
Corbin.
Oh no,
you
water.
need to
I
learn
mean,
your
sorry,
name.
Sorry.
Corbin's starting to get all hot right now. Dude didn't even say his name as his
Dude,
buzzer.
I said me. Sorry. All right.
Did you get it right?
No.
No, it's water. I don't know what.
Oh,
was
I got
thinking.
rocks.
Yeah.
Corbin is actually right. It's water.
Yeah.
All right. That was perfect. That was the best answer of the night. All right. Okay, so what time is it right now?
I love it.
7:02 p.m. I'm making sure I clip this and put it on Instagram for later. All right,
was
Shelby,
bad.
write that down. 7:02 p.m. on the dial, so I can make
Ronnie's
sure.
just so KOH'd out. All he's got is
Dude,
minus
you are
rock,
KOH'd
baby.
out.
Dude, there's so many of them out there.
Right now, Ronnie's got his KOH car getting all prepped up, getting ready. He's like really out for redemption. He doesn't even care about water, dude. He just cares about rock.
What's the deal with the thing in Sturgis? Is it a rock race or what?
Yeah, so
Ford,
Ultra Ford's putting it on. I think it's going to be more of like an enduro cross style like race because our time slot's only 45 minutes. And I don't know much more about it, really. I just know Ultra Ford's putting on it. Sturgis, and then it's going to be like enduro cross style, like I think logs and tires and stuff like that.
Dang, that sounds pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
It'll be pretty
fun.
cool to see it, though. I mean, like that's a whole nother event and a whole nother crowd of people to bring out to a rally like that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so you have 4 and he has 3?
Yeah.
I got 3.
I guess you can tie it up right now, Ronnie, but I feel like if this is it. This is the last lap pass. You got to do it. A landscape where the most prominent feature are trees is called
Woods. Or forest, I mean.
Yeah, he got it.
Yeah.
Ronnie, you got second on this one, bud.
Yeah, fair deal.
Dude,
I mean, technically, I still got a podium, though, right?
yeah, you nailed it. Good job, Cody. You nailed it,
I can
dude.
post
Good
that
job.
on Instagram.
Oh, that was perfect. That was a fun little game, though. I have more questions if you guys want to keep going, but like that was a pretty good one.
Yeah,
Actually,
that was fun.
this is actually a pretty good one. Since everybody races in Nevada so much, I feel like this is going to give Ronnie an advantage. What's the capital of Nevada?
Oh, I got it. Corbin. It's Reno, right?
No, it's not.
What?
Nope, it's not Reno. I feel like Ronnie would know this.
Is it not Reno?
No, it's not.
What is it?
Hey, Siri, what's the capital of Nevada?
Your
It's
phone
like
in a
Nevada.
friend?
Is it like Nevada City or something?
Oh, it's got that word in it. It's
Carson
got
City.
Yeah, it is Carson City.
Dude, see, I should have
Remember
asked
the movie Carson City, Nevada?
I should have asked the lower portion of the questions
Yeah.
because that would have stepped your game up, right?
It throws you off because you just automatically assume it's Vegas, right? Like no one knows
Yeah,
anything
exactly,
in
exactly.
Nevada except Vegas.
Dude, these flies are getting gnarly in here. All right, last question of the night, just because I want to see what you guys do. This is a pretty good one. Who invented the light bulb?
I got it.
Oh, sorry, I raised my hand.
No raising your hand. You got to say your name. Ronnie, you can steal if you just say, your name.
You got.
No, you
said
should go.
it.
I don't know if I know this one.
Thomas Edison.
Yeah. Dude,
All right.
see? I'm telling you, you already started to catch up. The game's over, dude.
Yeah.
You got to come back. You got to come in earlier.
This is typical. This is my typical.
That's
My
Cody's
typical
style.
thing.
He likes to come in
I come at the end.
Are you a racer or are you a qualifying guy?
Terrible qualifier. I'm a
That's
racer.
it. I was just going to say that, dude.
Terrible qualifier.
Oh, man, that's good. Well, good job, boys. I'm glad that you guys had such a good time playing that. You guys did some awesome answers, that's for sure. Ronnie, how would you rate these questions compared to the ones that you and RJ had? Because your guys' battle was pretty epic, too.
I don't know. Honestly, anytime you can play the Are You Smarter Than a Third Grader, it challenges you every time. So
Well, thank you for playing with us, man. I really appreciate it. So what's the next plans for Ronnie Anderson and RJ Anderson? Or actually just to answer for you for the side-by-side program.
I just got Sturgis coming up this coming weekend. Actually, came up way faster than I was expecting. And then I got 2 weekends off, and then we go back to Texas, and then we go from Texas straight to Crandon. Actually, so it's gonna be a busy couple weeks for sure.
Dang, dude, you do have a busy couple weeks. So you guys are planning on going to that Texas race, I'm sure, then, right?
Yep, we'll be there.
It'll be pretty cool. So I'm sure these guys will see you there, Ronnie. Thank you very much for joining us, bud.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me, boys.
All right, dude.
Ron. Yeah.
We'll see you later. That Are You Smarter Than a Third Grader amazes me every time. It's pretty sweet to see that, though. Like, it just goes to
It's
show.
funny how competitive we all get.
Well, yeah, and on
so dumb.
such simple stuff. Like, if we actually put a third grader in here, we all would have got waxed.
Oh, for sure,
we'd have been-
100%.
We'd have been done.
Okay, so what's the next stuff that you guys have planned? I know that you guys want to do well at Texplex. Those are the short-term goals. But what's the, maybe, I don't know, medium-term goals and long-term goals for the program?
I mean, I think both of us, obviously, we want to get some wins at Texplex. I think both of us are the personality where we kind of want to be dominant before we go anywhere else. So, and I know that's not going to be easy. It's going to be something.
Complete something that you set out to do?
Yeah, no, it's like, I mean, we're already have our sights set on going back there next year. So that's kind of where we want to be. And obviously we want to win championships. I mean, races are cool too, but at the end of the day, it's the championships where it's at. So, I think that's something that's big for us.
And Texas has a massive bonus for the championship too, don't they?
Yeah, it's big.
What's the bonus this year? Because last year I think it was $40,000.
I think it's 30 this year.
I think they took it down and spread it out a little further down.
Well, they have to
like 8th place.
They have to because there's so many more drivers.
Yeah.
I know that I think their total budget for the whole payout was almost $200,000.
Yeah, I think that's somewhere around
really
2.
That's fantastic for any race series to be able to do that. I mean, to accumulate those funds and disperse it back, that's exactly the contingency that I was talking about, right?
That's cool. It draws a lot of people too, especially it draws amateurs more, and I feel like it even draws pros.
Yeah.
Just because you just see those big numbers, and you're like, it helps, especially when you're an amateur, dude. We've been there to where just like you're saying, you can pay for your next race by doing good at this one, So if you
or
can
pay for your next season, if
dude, exactly. Yeah. So it makes it well worthwhile. I mean, for us at the level we're doing it, it is exactly what it is. It's a bonus. You know what I mean? There's so much time and effort and money that goes into it that's kind of icing on the cake. I don't know. The championship to me, the title of that is worth way more than even the money. For me, I feel that I'll feel unfulfilled or feel like we failed there if between the team one of us hasn't won a championship.
And we've won a lot. We've won a lot since 2013, just in whatever we were in.
More than most people do.
Yeah,
you guys have a lot of success under your guys' team.
Yeah, a lot of championships. I mean, I think there's only been a couple years where we didn't top 3 at least for a whole season, if not win. So I think it stings both of us quite a bit that we're not even in contention at the moment. So that's something that doesn't sit well with anyone in our group at all. My dad's probably the worst. He's not a sore loser, but refuses to lose.
I'm a sore loser.
So it's kind of been bred into us. I mean, obviously me, and then.
Well, maybe you could kind of give us a little bit of a backstory so I understand it a little bit more. I know most of your guys' accolades, but maybe lay down an understanding of what it feels like, because you guys have won championships. Maybe explain a few of those to us, because any champion, when they're not winning, they always want to win that much more.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. I won. I mean, I was lucky enough. I mean, it was only dirt series, but it was a small series, but it was pretty competitive when I was racing it. And I was lucky enough to win my first season, win the championship in my first season. It was a rough go for the first half of it, and then all of a sudden it just clicked.
You learned super quick.
Yeah, it just clicked, and I literally won every single moto to finish out the year, and I think I won the championship by a couple points, and then was able to back it up again the following year, and then went to works and struggled quite a bit in 2015 even, and then 16 I think I was third, 17 I was second, and then I won in 18. And was right there actually in 19 and in both classes. Corbin was leading pro stock, and we were just going at it with each other in the pro stock class. And he was leading points. I was second. And then I would think I was second in the turbo class as well. And I ended up getting hurt at Glamis, broke my chest, and I didn't make it to the last round. So, there's been a couple dark years there, and they suck, but it, obviously it makes the wins that much sweeter and championships that much sweeter. So.
Yeah, it does. And that's what the mentality I was talking about, though, is because you really have, what do they always say? Your championships are won on your worst days, and, you don't know how good it is until you know how bad it can be, right? But that's the mentality that you have to be able to overcome that stuff. Is every winner thinks like what you just said. They know exactly what they need to do to not have those bad things happen again.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not fun. You're not having fun. To me, and I know he's the same way, it's not that much fun when you're not winning.
Right.
And even Ronnie at the last round of Texplex, after I was talking to him after.
But there's only one winner, dude.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. It's I was talking to him after, and I've never really even seen him not just with a big smile on his face no matter how the day went, and he was tweaked. And I get it. He's in the same boat that, that both of us are in. It's not fun. Yeah, if you get a podium on the weekend or something like that, it's cool, but you want to win, and you're there to win, and you don't spend all the time in the garage or in the shop, working on stuff to go there and get third. It's just not.
I feel like that says a lot about your personality, though. Yeah. You can be a good loser too, right? You can be a humble human being.
Yep.
Win or learn type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I don't know. For me too, especially when you're racing at the level we all are now, and Ronnie and Seth and all of us, it's becomes a lot of work to where I shouldn't say it's not fun, but you're not doing it just for fun anymore, right? You're doing it. There's companies backing you, and you're trying to make money doing it, and you expect yourself to be winning, And I know my personality is, I just hate to lose, I don't even really have that much fun when I win. I'm just like, all right, time to do it again. Like, what can I do to make sure it happens again? Kind of as soon as it ends. And I know maybe not the best way to look at it, but that's just me, Right. I'm pissed. Like, not outwardly, I'm still going to be fine and be cool and talk to you and have a smile on my face when I lose. But in my own mind, when I lay in bed that night after losing, I'm pissed that I lost. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
some of the worst
don't like to lose.
Yeah. Some of the worst times that I've had, like you go on the podium and you're in second place, but you almost got there. Like you were right there. Yeah. Like I'll go back to the trailer and I'll kick myself for a while until I figure out what it was that got me to the point that I didn't win. And then once I figure it out, then I'm fine. Like I'll just write it down and not forget about it, make sure I don't dwell on it, but don't make that mistake again.
And that's a winner's mindset, dude. And I think whether you're winning or losing, you have to be able to look at things. What could I have done better? I mean, the last 2 years, I've been fortunate enough to win. I won the Pro Stock Championship in Works, then Pro Turbo this year. And so, like, I won a lot in the last 2 years. And still then, I was still trying to learn. I got done with the race and have won. You spray the champagne, you realize, man, but I could have won by so much more if I would have done this. And not to look at it in a negative way or look at it
mindset over here.
Yeah, it's not to look at it negative, like, oh, I didn't do good enough, or oh, I want to beat these guys more. Not like that. It's just in the fact of like, man, I know these little mistakes that I made that I didn't need to make, and pretty soon there's going to be a guy hungry enough that is not making those mistakes because he wants to beat me more than I want to win now because he hasn't been winning, right? So when you're not winning, that hunger is always more. So it's hard to keep that when you are winning, but if you are a true winner or champion, you have to be able to keep that when you're winning or losing. Keep the desire to keep getting better.
That's exactly the things that we would do. Like when our program was successful and we would get on the podium all the time in Lucas Racing, I would always tell my team, I would say, you know what? The next race is going to be harder because everybody is that much more hungry because we still beat them to the podium this race. Yeah. So the next race and the next race, and then finally it caught up. Like the next season, the first race I did well, but like the second race, I didn't even get on the podium. I was like, oh shit! Like now it's time to really step up the game because everybody behind us had upped their game and their level was higher.
You get comfortable,
And I think even that's kind of stung us a little bit, even just like building motors and doing some of these things that kind of need to be done for Texplex. Like we were able to get by before in Works and not have to do it and still be super competitive and win championships and win a lot of races. And so we just kind of stuck with a more production, machine and didn't really dive into any, trying to make them that much faster because they were, they were good enough. And then when we got to Texas, it's like everyone's doing that, right? So everyone's building motors and everyone's going crazy on horsepower numbers and all that stuff. So when we showed up, it was like, okay, well, now we have to do it. We don't have a choice. Like if we want to be competitive, we got to do that. Well, that put us a little bit behind the eight ball, just, with certain things that, it's kind of difficult to catch up on because we weren't doing it for so many years. So
I can definitely agree with that. And then people get creative and they get better cars and they get better development and all of a sudden everybody has to catch up, right? Like, so Chance Haugen said, come race with the Midwest, race with the big boys. I think that side-by-side racing, honestly, to comment on that statement, every professional series now is the big boys.
Yeah, it's gnarly. I think if you took the top 5 from every series, in the proper disciplines, those dudes are going to go at it anywhere.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
They're fast.
We were actually talking about that with the Miller brothers and with Cheney the other day, and they're good at Texplex, but they came from GNCC. That's on Woods. That's not even the same.
Yep.
Like Works and Texplex, I mean, there's totally different. Like, so it's cool to see that everybody's got these different skill sets.
No, and I mean, like for us, dude, it's like we're just learning. You know what I mean? We're learning that super, super high intensity, crazy grip, like smoother style, lower style, stiff. Like we're learning that setup. We're learning how to drive that track versus like if I go out on a Works track, I mean, I think today if I went out on a Works track in a Works car, I'm going to be pretty competitive. I did it for so long. Like I know how to drive there.
Muscle memory.
Yeah. It's so.
Yeah. I think it just comes down to, like you said, like the Millers are so versatile in that way. And they're just that type where they are winners, you know what I mean? And you just because you don't know something, like us going to Texas, man, we had no idea on the setup. Like we just don't, but we want to win bad enough that we're going to figure out, okay, what is this person doing that is winning? You know what I mean? Yep. So you just, if you have that mindset, you know what I mean? You have that discipline to figure out, okay, what do we need to do to get winning? And that's something that you've seen Millers do a really good job at. You know what I mean? They came out to KOH that first year and won.
Yeah.
And because they had watched I'm sure they had watched for years what other people were doing. And I know
racers,
they went out there for a month pre-running and stuff that, because they don't want to show up and get beat. You know what I mean? They want to show up on point. And that's something that stung for us too, is we showed up. I mean, we knew we weren't completely on where we should have been, but man, we really hoped we were hoping we were at least going to be competitive to start. Man, we've just got our butts kicked. So it's tough, but you just got to keep plugging away and realize we're a little bit behind the 8 ball.
Ronnie's doing pretty well. Miles did pretty well out there too, but you're not the first person to say that either. Like Robert Stout was a champion in the Lucas Series, which is a little bit closer to, I think, the Texas stuff than works for me, like as far as the transition goes. But he's not a dirt bike racer. He doesn't know how to jump side by side or anything like that. And the first thing that his team manager, Paul Yaw, told me was we weren't prepared at all.
Yeah.
We watched videos. We brought the car that we thought. He goes, everything is wrong.
There's just nothing like it out there either. Is the thing. You can watch videos and there's just.
There's a certain amount of like having to do it to learn it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like my first year, I blew all kinds of parts apart until the halfway point. At the halfway point, it was like a light switch just flipped on, and it was game on at that point. Like I had figured it out. Same thing with works, dude. It took me a season to figure works out. And then once I got it figured out, it was like, okay, yeah, this is how you do it. So it just takes time, and unfortunately, it's taken a little more time than any of us want, any sponsors want, anyone. So, but we're where we're at, and
but you guys
we're
are
moving forward.
Yeah, you guys are playing the good game though, because you guys are understanding what's happening, and then when you guys do figure it out, it's going to be game on.
Yep.
That's pretty cool, man. And Brian O133 said that's what makes a racer, and he's totally right too. So Texplex is obviously your short-term goal. Does that mean that you guys are going to continue on that same path, like shooting for the championship, or are you guys going to try to do some other stuff as well, no KOH or anything like that, right?
We kick it around every year. I haven't ruled it out, and I don't rule out even going back to desert at some point. I'm not really in that spot now. That's not really where I want to be. This is.
And we know Corbin's going rally racing.
Yeah.
You get so especially when you're getting beat though, dude. Like you get so focused on, man, I have to accomplish this goal. You know what I mean? If our goal right now is the championship at Texplex, I mean, it was our goal going in round one. Did we think, oh yeah, I'm going to smash everybody? No, because it's our first year. All of that. You got to be realistic, right? But I mean, I still expect or plan and am shooting for to be running for a championship, both of us next year at Texplex.
Spoken like a true racer, though.
That's what I think. For short term, you get really caught up and focused in trying to improve what you're doing. But yeah, I mean, there's long term goals. Of course, like I'd love to go rally racing if any type of opportunity shows up, whether it's in a full blown rally car or a side by side. I'd love to do it in a side by side. You see Seth doing it in a side-by-side type thing and stuff. So
that
all that, dude, I would love to do all that, but yeah.
That RS1 that I built in 2020, it was actually out of Craig Scanlon's garage, and he just let me ride it use it for the UTV World Championships. Max Eddy took it out and raced the Sonora Rally in it, and all he did was change the stickers on it, a couple clickers on maybe some clutch stuff. Almost won the Sonora Rally.
Yeah,
that was an entry-level play car that we did out of Craig's garage. Like, it didn't even have a race legal cage on it.
The RS1 is like a out of the box, man. That thing is pretty insane.
Still one of my favorite side by sides on the planet.
They're not easy to drive, but
they're so moto friendly. Like,
they are.
They are, but these things are so much more forgiving than those RS1s for sure. But they're
because
a lot
it's
of
a bigger car.
Yeah, just
more horsepower. You get sideways. You can pull yourself out of it.
More.
Hey, so one question that I had, it's totally off subject, but like, which cars do you like? Because you guys use the XP Pro or Pro XP. What about the Turbo S? Like, why do people pick different cars like that?
There's a few main reasons. Like for us, really, it's just the chassis. So the Turbo S is shorter and wider, and we didn't want that. We wanted skinnier. Out at Texplex, traction is a huge problem, and the wider you go, the more traction you lose. It makes it more forgiving to just Pro 4 it, back it in everywhere. But man, it's not quite the style at Texplex. How you would think true short course, you get low and wide and just
there's
chuck it in
tight corners
everywhere.
that you need like the flexibility.
Yeah, so we really wanted to get them skinnier, and it gets it to where you have more traction throughout the corners. You can actually turn with the front end instead of just throwing the thing around all the time. So I like that style better. Dude, Ronnie's running a Turbo S that's shorter than our cars and wider than our cars, and he's out there and being competitive in the same, on the same track at the same time. It's just, it kind of what suits your style too. Ronnie's going to be a little bit looser, more aggressive driving style than both of us do. So,
well, all you guys are wheelmen, so you guys could all do it. But that brings up an actual good point. So what I'm hearing here is there's different, just like in dirt bikes, you would pick a 450 or a 250 or whatever. There's different styles of vehicles that you can do to go different styles of racing, or even on the same track.
To do it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I mean it's
that didn't used
tailored,
to exist.
Tailored to you too. You know what I mean? It just depends. How if you're a guy that slides around, then you're going to want a little bit wider car. So, both of us, I think, are trying to get away from sliding around. And man, you can. It just depends too where you're riding. If you're doing dunes, obviously a Turbo S is pretty cool. It's got long travel. So, it just depends where you're at.
Yeah, you can't really ever say that this is the best thing for this place, Even at Texplex, I couldn't go say that, the Pro XP chassis is the best, because look, Ronnie's doing super well. I mean, he's doing better than us so far in a Turbo S chassis, you know what I mean? And he can't say that his is better either, because we can studio well in these, So it's what suits your preference. And the Razor's just so versatile, you can make them do whatever the heck you want,
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, what did you say his name was? K-Man. He's taking an RS1 turbo. That's so sick,
dude. And the thing will probably rip. Dude. I haven't seen it yet, but I heard he's building one. The thing will probably get it. So.
And plus, he's just pepper the whole time, dude.
Yeah, he is.
That kid, how old is he? 12 years old?
Yeah, that's where he's 12 or 13.
Yeah, 12 or 13.
He gets it. He's little too. He's
really?
actually he's skinny and short, and
dude,
he looks young. He gets
cool.
it.
He belongs in the 200.
Yeah,
but he's
dude,
I
can say it because I was the same way. I was 12, looking like I was 8 years old, all short and
Were
skinny.
you the guy putting the wood on your throttle pedal?
Dude. When we went to break, my dad brought it up, but how we were talking about just young kids and all that. Dude, I remember I was 14 at Works, lying about my age, saying I was 16, so I could race pro class at Works. I was always that little kid,
Travis Pastrana style.
Don't take away my wins now, but but yeah, you do. I mean,
he was 16 for 3 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was, dude. I was every year. I was 16, and yeah.
There's always that dude in the super mini class that was always 16. You're like, how are you 16? It's been you already graduated high school.
I feel like it helped me progress so much, I went out there and got my butt kicked for a little bit, but dude, I drove right behind the guys that were doing it the right way, so I saw it, and I think that's something that Kanan, being 12 or 13, being a small kid, being out there with all the pros that are doing it the right way versus going out with the kids that he'd just be smashing, in the amateur class or whatever. He's not going to learn as much there, you know what I mean? So he's learning a ton, and you've seen that kid specifically progress a ton even in this year, So
yeah,
I think it's always cool if you can class up and get your butt kicked for a little bit.
That's a good point. And actually, since he's talking about this, it kind of makes me feel you guys have such a good relationship as racing brothers, so to speak, and you guys have a good family atmosphere and stuff. But if you're going to pick one positive thing about Corbin that you want to talk about, as a racer, let's just say, what's one of the things that he uses most of his talent to be able to go out there and succeed?
Man, he's just he's pretty level-headed. That's the biggest thing for being a young guy. He's super level-headed, and he's kind of hard-headed sometimes, but he will listen. If you do it in the right way, he'll listen. So, he takes criticism. He'll take criticism if you deliver it the right way. He'll take it and utilize it, and you'll see him. You'll see him do it on the track. And we debrief basically after practice all the time, and hey, what are you doing here? What are you doing that? And it's been pretty cool. I mean, he's my nephew. I'm 12, I think, 12 years older than he is. But it's been pretty cool to see him do it. And man, if you look back at photos and stuff, and the same corner, the dirt's flying up the same way. We have super similar driving styles. He's a little more calculated, where I'm a little more raw, where I'll let it hang out a little bit. He's not going to. So, but that's the coolest thing.
I think that's super cool, man. And plus, it's so cool that you guys notice that stuff about each other. Have you guys ever been? Actually, Sinclair Dillon actually said on the
comments here. 64 and 72 have both been proven to win at Texplex. This is just about the driving style.
Yeah, 100%.
I agree. Yeah.
And like speaking on the adverse, like what would you say is one of the best qualities that Cody has to be able to, be part of the team and as a racer in general?
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you have a teammate, even whether it's family, not family, I think you can progress so much. Just bouncing ideas off, and like you're saying, you come off the track and you can say what we're doing here and all that. It's so valuable, and we're so close. I mean, the dude lived next door, so like we talk all the time about all that, and probably taught me about everything I know about driving and racing. But I can see the things where I went off, and like he's saying, I'm more calculated and less willing to take the risk. I also see him on the other hand where he is more apt to take the risk and can kind of just, shut his brain off a little bit and just naturally just go, you know what I mean? And especially like towards the end of the race, I see him, he's the king of, he says he doesn't start good, but dude, he comes on at the end always, you know what I mean? He kind of has that never give up type of style in his driving, and that's something
fastest lap at the end of the race.
Yeah,
Always.
So that's something that I don't have as much that I definitely look up to that I know, like, man, like, you gotta stick with it at the end, like just because you're in second, and way down,
I feel like those
he's not going to give up as
such
much,
a benefit to each other.
I think so for sure. I mean, his style is gonna I'm gonna kind of learn from that, and he can learn from what I'm doing, right? You know what I mean? And you see, and I can see the wrong things he's doing, and say, yep, I don't want to do that, and he can learn from the wrong things I'm doing, and see, yep, I don't.
Yeah,
want to do
no,
that.
and honestly, like for me, for him, it's like the patience thing, like coming through the pack. There's been multiple times where it's like I've forced the issue too quick. And if I would have just waited just a second, it would have been way better. My car would have been in better shape.
Yeah.
And I would have still got there. I would have just waited a second. And there's the same with him. Like, he's waited a second, and then it turned out to be worse. Like, he should have just pounced
Part
right
of
away.
that's luck, though, right?
For sure, 100%.
There's a ton of luck in racing, but yeah, dude, I think it's just so valuable having a teammate in general.
I was going to say that
bounce
exact
off
same
of.
thing.
But for sure, for us, like, we're more than teammates, for sure. Like, we're family, and I mean, dude, we're less like a nephew and uncle, more like brothers. So, I mean, we see each other every day. So it's just, it is super valuable for sure.
I think it's super cool because, so when we had the Yamaha program, we were, everybody's out there trying to win for themselves, right? Like, we would bring stuff to support the other racers and parts and things like that. But at the end of the day, I would get off the track and I would talk with Dustin Nelson and I would say, what did you do here? But it's not the same as your guys' dynamic. Like, he would give me a little bit of technical advice.
Yeah, for us,
that's
there's
about
no
it.
secrets, Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, you're looking at the garage behind us. Like, our cars get prepped within 5 feet of each other.
Right.
So even if I wanted to not tell him that I'm doing something, he literally walks over and is like, "Hey, what is that?" You know what I mean? Or vice versa. Like, there's literally no secrets. And even like last year, I had some issues at the first few rounds, like ran real good, but had some issues at the end of the first few rounds, and then I completely flipped to like trying to get him a championship.
Yeah.
Like it,
and that's
I
something
started doing
that's
testing
super
and
cool about it too. Like,
that's insane cool.
yeah. So like, and too, yeah. Of course, we're if we're sitting there both battling for the win, yeah, we're battling. Like, we want to beat each other. Don't get me wrong. I mean, dude, you should have seen it. Anyone that was at Works in 2019 saw it. I mean, we
Knockdown, drag out battles.
Yeah, I mean,
I was.
dude,
I mean,
we were just
I felt
battling.
bad. I was about to fight my nephew in
Yeah,
the pits.
but still, like, yeah,
Really?
of course
That
we want to beat each other, but still, like, we want each other to succeed more than just any other normal teammate, right? Like, we for sure want each other to succeed. Like, if I'm not going to win, I would definitely hope it's going to be him. I'm not going to keep any secrets to myself that I think would make myself a better driver or make my car better or anything else. I would never keep that from him because I want him to succeed just as much as I want to succeed. So
I want to know a little bit more
we
about
both
this.
feel that way.
Okay, so it was 2019 at Mesquite, I think, right? It was Mesquite?
Oh, yeah, that one was my fault for sure.
So we went, I think, the
was
3
the
rounds prior, or 2 rounds prior, he beat
went
me,
at it.
like, straight up. Like, he straight up beat me in the RS1 class.
RDL
And-
33 says you complete each other.
Yeah.
You guys are, you guys are like Jerry Maguire.
So yeah, we had went at it, dude. 55 minutes of just like wide open. Like they were giving
fun.
us pit boards, like slow down because
Was the track like? Did it lean it or give
yeah,
it?
it did. And like Havasu, like we stopped jumping lagoon jump, and then one of us would jump it to get in front of the other, so we kept just leapfrogging each
Probably
other.
one of the funnest races I ever have at 2019.
And then it all kind of came to a head at Mesquite, and like I ate roost for. If the race is 40 or 55 minutes, I ate roost for 48 minutes. Like, I was behind him just eating roost the whole time. And he made a mistake, and I got inside of him, and then we, like, continued to go at it, and there was a yellow flag. Like there was a line in Mesquite where you could go way around the inside, and it was way faster. But there was yellow flags. Well, I went around the outside because they had it waving like not to go that way, and this fool just blitzes through the yellow flags and passed me. So I was pissed after. So I pulled up behind him after the checkered flag and drilled him like from behind.
That whole year was fun. That was probably the worst it got.
That's a good story, though.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It was only
we went at it. And then I remember.
How could you not go at it though?
Dude,
Like
I remember being.
You
in
would
the
have
car
done the
too.
same thing if he pulled up. You probably would have went to the inside. No,
It was like one of those things.
Yeah, 100%.
Where it was like the split second decision was like. I was behind him. I remember being in the car, dude. I remember getting roosted.
Going through the inside line.
And he hops out. I'm like, why the heck is he hopping out? I pop out into this one, and then I see the yellow flag. I'm like, it's too freaking late now.
Oh, he almost
like,
mowed the flagger over.
You know?
Like he almost drilled the flag.
I'm here now. Like
at that point, like, was there any point when you were actually doing it? You're like, oh, that's the wrong move.
Oh, right away. I'm like, that was stupid. But like, what am I gonna do now? Like, I got it. You know what I mean?
You're fully committed.
Yeah, I was fully committed, so I knew I was gonna hear about it after, and I knew it wasn't gonna be good.
There was for sure some
and
fun
then he
times.
just smokes you at the finish line?
Oh yeah,
Smoked
dude.
him.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for sure. Because we had gone, like you said, dude, we had gone at it for the first few rounds of the year, but prior to that,
2019,
I think I beat him the two before that,
2019,
so.
we had like just smashed each other, basically, going first and second for a lot of them, and obviously when we didn't go first and second, one of us had a problem, but it was pretty crazy. I didn't think like a Razor could do some of the things that we were doing. Like even at Mesquite, I'm pretty sure I drove probably 75% of the race looking out of the side nets, just because like Mesquite's big sand bumps and you're just like bouncing and
I think it
trying to keep it straight.
Progress,
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
sure.
exactly what I was going to say. Is like I have to up each other's game. RDL 33 said the beef only lasts about 30 minutes, and then you guys kiss and made up.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of people that were there. Like everyone still talks about that, like being like the best thing they've ever seen. So
I
it was
love
fun.
seeing battles like that, though. I mean, how many
it had been
motocross battles?
brewing too. It had been brewing all year. I felt like so.
Yeah, but that's good though.
That was fun.
And that same thing will happen again. I can promise you
Oh
that.
yeah, I
Like,
guarantee it.
I'd way rather be battling and beefing in first and second than I would be in seventh and eighth like we have been now. So whatever. If that's what it is, that's what it is.
The true racer mentality right there.
Dude.
So if that same feeling that you guys had like during that year or during those races, is that like something that you guys expect to have very soon? Like when you guys have that same ambition to be able to go out and kick ass, like how does it?
I'm ready to roll to the line and just feel like even if someone is having their best day, I'm better than them on their best day.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunately hasn't been like that this year, but in 2019, I think both of us, even racing each other, both of us went to the line thinking like we are better than the next guy. And there's no way that they're going to win. If this thing holds together, they're not going to beat me straight up.
I feel like that's a massive competitive advantage.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Confidence is key too. Like if you show up and you already think you're slower than somebody else, you're beat. You know what I mean? So, and that's something that's definitely been tough as we've been getting beat so much. Because like naturally, I know myself personally, like I'm just naturally a more confident person like that. So I usually roll up to the line. I'm like, not in a cocky way at all, but just being like, there's no reason these guys should beat me today, right? Like, if I've worked just as hard as every single one here, I have just as good of equipment as everyone here. Like, it comes down to me right now doing what I'm supposed to do, right?
The
and I can
humble
win.
winner, yeah.
Yeah, so showing up now, man, it's been like, dude, like, can I even win? You know what I mean? Like
That does say a lot for
for
the industry and the sport as a whole, that you can have that much level of competition. You know what I mean? Like, not to say that 2019 wasn't the same, but it's definitely bigger now.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, of course. It has been every year.
Dude, that's like phenomenal. Like just being a fan, like watching that, like of course we all want you to win and you guys want to win, right? But I'm going to go out there and just watch a badass battle like I saw last time I was at Texplex.
Yeah, no, and I mean honestly, that's what you're getting right now at Texplex. It's the dudes at the front are going at it, and the little bit that we've been up front, even just when we've been there this year, it's like there's cars going everywhere. There's no one that's giving you half an inch anywhere. Like you're you're wide open. You're going 150%, like as hard as you possibly can. There's no saving anything.
I don't know. Have you seen the video of my?
Yeah, that was actually on the intro.
car.
I'll actually see if I can pull it in now. So
that's about like how it goes out there.
Give us a little bit of an understanding for that, like as I look for the video right now. Like, so,
dude,
explain to that what happened. Like, a bunch of people spun out, but that was on the start.
Texplex happened, dude. Texplex happened. So that was round 1 or 2. I think it was 2. I think that would have been round 2. And man, the thing is, they have 25 guys, on a land rush start. I don't know. I think we're 22 wide or something like that at that round. And there's this long old start at Texplex, which is cool. Kind of what makes Texplex. It's a super long, fast start, dude. You get going like 70 by the time you get down that thing. And there's these big rollers coming down it, right? So
how hard do you got to get on the brakes in the first turn? Real hard?
Hard, or you're just going to stop when you hit the next guy. But there's the big rollers coming down the straight, right? So it kicks everybody sideways because you're in a short course car. Your suspension's really low. So it's just, dude. I mean, you'll see it right here. I think it's Cheney right here that comes.
That was actually the
all the
video
way across the track.
Like I gotta switch the video. I don't know actually how to do that on the program here. But yeah, it's like it's crazy to see that, dude. Because well, this is like a sideways video. I don't know if I want to show that because it's too sideways. But,
no, but dude, basically, I mean, you just got. There's for sure 10 factory guys there that all expect to win and all can win. And dude, there's another 10 behind that still totally have a chance to win. You know what I mean? And they're all wanting to beat all of us factory guys, right? So you have 20 dudes that are coming into a first turn that's 2 cars wide, and you got these rollers sending everybody out of shape on the way, and no one's gonna let off. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna be the one to let off. I'll make the guy next to me let off, right? And that's how everyone on that line. Like the same mentality. So everyone's getting squirrely, bouncing each other around, and then there's not much braking traction right there going in the first turn, just the way that first turn lines up. So everyone gets on the brakes hard and slides into the next guy. So
that just gets me excited, not that everybody spun out, but thinking about that level of competition.
Yeah, you have a bunch of guys right now that do not like to lose, and they're all putting in the time. They're all putting the time that we're putting in, and they all expect to win no matter what, like when they're there. I mean, the Millers,
the
Ronnie,
people behind
all
them
these
expect them to win.
Cheney.
The sponsors and
are people still driving decent though, and not just wadding other people up?
I'd say it's gotten cleaner. If anything.
Yeah, it's. I think everyone's kind of learned each other. I mean, when you had a bunch of West Coast guys show up, like at the first round, and then you had a bunch of new people, fast guys, but new people. Everyone was kind of like.
Not just cleaning people out.
They just didn't really know, what people were going to do.
To learn each other's driving styles and know what you can and can't do around someone. So yeah.
How is the racing classes? Do they have like an amateur class there? Or no?
They have a bunch of them.
I think they have like a beginner and then an expert class and then like a pro class.
Yeah, I swear there's
a few different ones.
Beginner, intermediate, expert, and pro, I think. They have a bunch.
Yeah.
It's kind of moto style.
Looks like the Texplex guys just commented in and said, let's go, boys. Yeah, well, these guys are going to let it go pretty soon here. So it sounds like you guys are getting some stuff ready. I mean, this car behind us looks like it's pretty pristine right now. You made some changes to do better next time?
Yep. We came back and made a bunch of changes, actually, and then we'll be going out a little bit early to do some testing and stuff there in Texas. So we've kind of been full bore since we got home, trying to get stuff lined out and tires and
there's never
wheel
enough
offset.
time in racing.
Yeah, no, I mean,
not at all, no.
If you gave me 3 months off right now, I probably still wouldn't have everything perfect the way I want it. But it's been nice. I think we got 6 weeks this time between races, which it was only 3 last time. So we're going to be way better off what we were the last time we were there.
Yeah, I can agree. So maybe you can tell me a little bit about the new design and the new setup that you guys have for the car, because I've always been super proud of you guys in the way that you guys have basically branded everything. I mean, you guys have done such a great job. So I don't know if we can actually put a picture on the screen, but you guys have a new black and white livery. Maybe you could kind of tell us like the process of going through and getting all that done.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's something we take pride in for sure, in having all of our stuff look cool, especially coming from Moto too. Everything always looks cool in Moto to me. So, it's just having good style and presenting your sponsors well, really. You know what I mean? So they deserve it. I think we get more out of ourselves looking presentable and stuff like that. And I mean, dude, we're just it straight up comes down to we're OCD and like to make our stuff look cool. But I think it's so valuable in our sport now. Like there's a lot of guys that are doing it right and have their stuff looking good. And man, sponsors want them because of that specifically sometimes. You know what I mean? There's some sponsors out there that don't really care if you win. They want to be presented well. And then there's some that could care less how you presented, but they want you to win. And there's every aspect, and we try to cover all bases, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. But you guys are really doing it professional. I mean, you got the rig lined up and all that stuff. But even the tent setup that you guys have, the branding structure that you guys have, the screen or the YouTube video that we're showing right now has the car on the screen. I mean, it's really clean looking. I mean, like that OCD comes through like you wouldn't believe, but it looks great.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, we wanted everything to look a certain way. I mean, obviously, we want to be fast too, but things need to look right. I mean, I remember when I first started, my dad's like, you don't need to wrap it, you don't need anything. Well, like, there's a reason that Razor, helps us out, and it's because we're putting their name out there, and we're doing our best to make them look good. So, it's big for us. Like he says, we're both extremely OCD, so we want everything to be perfect. They're not quite perfect, but
we'll still pick them apart.
Yeah, they'll get picked apart, but we'll they'll going into 2022 and the rest of the year, everything.
If you guys didn't pick them apart, you wouldn't be progressing.
Exactly.
And that's something even this year specifically, we tried to even do a better job at making everything flow together, right? So I mean, like the T-shirt I'm wearing right now matches the car and matches the trailer and all of that.
Even your guys' outfit.
Yeah, and that and that was something that this year we actually hired a designer to do it all to where it all had the same look.
Look at you guys.
So that was super cool. Aaron Justice, shout out to him. If he's watching, I don't know.
Shout out Aaron.
But yeah, he was super good and just made everything look super clean. And when you see the pit setup, you see the car matching the trailer, matching the canopy, matching the suits, matching the team shirts everybody's wearing. It just looks presentable to me, and it's something that we for sure pride ourselves in. I know our sponsors appreciate.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I've always told everybody? Like it's always good to look good on the track and to win, right? But I've always told everybody, and I operated my program like this, hospitality is more important than results on the track. So like in 2017, we had a horrible year. We didn't have good results. We blew motors all the time, transmission problem, all kinds of stuff, right? Like racing happens.
Yeah.
Every single pit that we did, when I came off the track, whether I had podiumed or whether I hadn't finished, we had at least 50 to 100 people at our pits. And that is what made everything more special to me and to obviously everybody that was there in the pits with us. Then, I mean, we had little RC cars for the kids. Like, that was more important than actually podium results.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said for that, for sure. I mean, even little things like just doing something to set yourself apart, too, Like, instead of doing a normal easy up setup, we did those blow up, like, more Euro-style
cool,
canopies.
By the way. Good job.
And it's just something different, Or were they better or not? I don't know. They're probably worse. Who knows? I don't know.
But they look cool.
I really like them, but to each their own. But we just want to do something that's different. And, man, I can't tell you how many people came up when we were out in Texas, like, man, those things are cool. Taking a picture of them. Oh, who made these? It's just like, it's just something that sets you apart. And I'm like, oh, those are the guys with the cool canopy. You know what I mean? Like, whatever you can do to set yourself apart is helping you.
Next level, watch, you guys are going to have a photo booth.
Dude,
let's set one up now.
Yeah. Especially when you're losing, you got to do it.
It's going to be sponsored by Dirt Life.
Oh, perfect.
All right.
There you go. All right. So Brian Atkinson commented in and said, can't wait till those cars hold together so that we can see you guys on the next. I know they're Lexno. The talent that they have is next level, I think. I can't see it all the way. But, yeah, I mean, he's totally right. Like, once you guys figure out the stuff that you need to figure out, you guys are going to be giving the Can-Am guys a fit for wins.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. And, I know Corbin thinks the same way. It's, we've had a rough patch. And you say, like you said, racing happens. Like, it's unfortunate part of it. But I think that helps you, obviously enjoy it when it's good, and push forward. Like I said earlier, we never built a motor until we went to Texas because we never needed it. We were fine, and we were winning with what we had. Well, like we weren't progressing; we were just staying stagnant.
And now you got to get to the next level.
So yeah, now I mean, right now when these things are done and they're done and tested and everything is good, like this car is going to be 10 times better than my championship winning car ever was because of the hard times that we had trying to get them to where they're at.
100%. Brian 0133 asks, can you guys say where you're from?
Nuevo, California.
It's in Southern California. by Riverside, I guess, would be the biggest thing you'd know, maybe.
Yeah, Riverside, Temecula. I like to say we live in the middle of somewhere. You know, we're not in the middle of nowhere. There's a lot of things around us, but where we're actually is nowhere.
The perfect thing is though is that you can ride UTVs on the street and the cops are cool with it.
Super cool. Yeah.
But so I was gonna say like. I've got to had the opportunity to interview like guys like Rob McCackran and Carl Renezetter at the same time in the same conversation and stuff, and sit down with those guys. And those guys have so many stories of the past. Obviously, they're a little bit older, and they're generational racers as well. But they've gone through the ranks, started in buggies, trophy trucks, Pro 4s, now all these different things, right? And I can see like the way that you and Ronnie are talking. The Miller brothers are so competitive with you guys as well that. Whoever interviews you guys or other people, like let's just say 10 or 15 years from now, those are going to be the same conversations that you guys have as well, because you guys are building this industry and the sport, and the things that you're thinking about now are the same things that those guys, those amazing professional drivers, were doing at your younger age.
Yeah, I mean, those guys were taking, stock like Rangers and, building them up. So we're kind of doing the same thing, at a obviously different equipment, but, we're in the early stages like they were in the early stages. And you look now and like the top trophy trucks are insane. And honestly, I don't think that these are going to be too far behind, I mean, you already see
vehicles coming out now.
Yeah. You see that, and you even see like the top UTV times, like, aren't crazy slow, even like desert.
Right, because they're fast.
Yeah, comparative, on what they spend. So,
and I mean, dude, like look at imagine throwing a trophy truck or a Pro 4 on a Texplex track, you get smoked. You know what I mean?
Dude, yeah.
So the versatility of this thing can go on. This thing can go on a straight up motocross track and do all the jumps that a dirt bike's doing. And it still can go hold its own in the desert. I mean, yeah, there's nothing like a trophy truck out there, but it can go out there and hold its own.
I got a good story about that. You guys can probably chime in with a story about this too. Is so my first Razor 900 that I bought from the guys at the UTV Wolfpack. That was my first car. The first day I got to go test or drive that thing, we went out to a motocross park in Arizona, and it had a little like vet track, which was basically like a short course works track. Like it wasn't that great, but it was perfect for testing those little cars. I got bored in like 2 seconds, so I went on the motocross track, and I didn't tell anybody. I just snuck over there, and I did all of the motocross jumps first lap. I mean, there's some that were fourth gear on a 250F, like big, and I did all of them first lap. And then as I came around for the second lap, the dude fucking took me. He's like, "Get out of here!" Like
waved you off.
Yeah,
that to me is still the funnest place to drive a side by side.
I thought it was so
motocross track
rad.
is best, and I still feel that once they throw a side by side series up, that's either like running the same like outdoor tracks that Moto is running, or even getting into a stadium. I think the funnest place to drive these things would be on like a true outdoor motocross track, or in a stadium like that.
Redbud?
I don't know, but even like that, like if we could race these things on those, I feel like it shows what these things are really capable of. Like it showcases them the absolute best.
Glen Helen, Maine.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
just
so
Glen
much
Helen,
fun.
Maine only.
Well, like you go to the desert, and
I got to drive that for a Yamaha test day.
Yeah, it's so fun. Because like you go to the desert, and like the desert's cool in a side by side, but like people that are lining up along the road to see people go by are lining up to see the trophy trucks, right? Like they're the fastest thing out there. And when you go to a Lucas race, and the Pro 4s are the fastest thing out there, right? Like to me, a side by side is next to a dirt bike, obviously.
Yeah.
But to go on a motocross track that has big berms that they're roosting on, and big jumps that they're jumping, and whoop sections, all that.
That's such a
the
good
side by
point.
side is going to be the fastest four-wheel vehicle on that type of track, and it's going to showcase all its capabilities.
That's such a good point. Mike Gardner
I still
said
hope that comes up. But
yeah, I do too, man. That would be so. Well, Mike Gardner chimed in and said, "Love these dudes." Thanks, Mike, for chiming in. We'll ask Casey Sims' question in a little bit. But didn't the Dirt Series have Glen Helen Main track as a race or no? Or they cut it short.
They did, but they kind of cut it short and cut some sections out. So it wasn't the exact same thing. But I mean, it was close.
So much
it was
fun,
fun though. Like we had a blast. It just that series unfortunately didn't get the promotion that it needed to get big. So, I mean, it's still going and all that. It's just you're not getting like the top pro guys aren't going to Dirt Series to go race. So, That's the only.
That's what we were talking about.
it.
They need a little bit more of an incentive.
Yeah.
Casey Sims commented in and said, Corbin, when are we going rally racing?
I'm ready. Let's go.
So
where and when? Let's get it.
If you guys didn't know, you guys probably did, but Casey actually purchased the Subaru, and
I saw
he just
that.
went to the rally school and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool to see that all of the younger guys are really trying to step up their game. I think it's pretty badass.
Yeah, you have to. It's all these kids are doing it, and they're all starting so dang young now, and in good stuff too. I mean, the top of the line 170s are unreal.
Unreal. I can promise you though that no matter what racing that you guys go in, that the side by sides are going to be the most lucrative in the future. So, no matter what you do, keep those side by sides going, man, because you guys are doing a fantastic job.
I'm all for it. I think everyone always says, "Oh, what are your plans in the future?" Like, man, there's so many opportunities that come from the side-by-side. I have no problem racing the side-by-side for years to come,
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, I want to do it on maybe on new terrain or new obstacles or new genre of racing. But, man, I'd still love to do it in the side-by-side.
There's so many cool cars. Like, we already talked about the versatility of all the different cars, right? Wider, skinnier, whatever. But, like, they've developed and they keep developing every few years. Like, so good. I mean, who knows what's going to come out next?
Yeah, I mean, imagine looking at this thing 5 years ago when you're driving a 900. Like they're not even comparable. Like this thing's insane. But you can do even in stock form compared to that. And those things were fun as heck in their day too, and they still are.
Dude,
but,
that's
man,
so
I can't imagine the next 5 years.
I wonder what I got to ask James Hill the same question over at IMG because he's like the OG Rhino guy.
Yep.
So I got to ask him the same question. Like, what if you had to get back in a Rhino?
Exactly. Yeah. Like, compare that to a Rhino. I mean, dude, they were all talking about golf carts. The Rhino is about a dang golf cart compared to these now, and these are still the golf carts, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm glad that you guys have such a good race mentality and a good craft to be able to do it. You guys kind of talked about that racecraft, like Cooper Webb and Eli Tomac have different racecrafts, right? I feel like you guys are a little bit different. Like his mental racecraft is kind of like Cooper Webb, like he's real methodical. He's understands what he's doing different. You're a little bit more hanging out, like maybe a Eli Tomac or somebody. Yep. But those traits both benefit each other.
I like that. Coop's my man.
Coop's your guy?
Vegas Coop, man. Yeah. He's cool. Actually, yeah, he's pretty cool, dude. I like him. People hate on him, but, dude, you got to respect it. Dude just shows up and gets it done.
I know, right? The only thing I wish he would do is take more outside lines because he's like the inside line master.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's not wasting any time.
KTM turns good, I guess.
I know, right?
Yeah, they do.
All right, so we already asked what your future plans were and stuff like that, but is there any people that you'd like to thank or before we go into this rapid-fire Q&A?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Polaris right off the top. I mean, without them, we're not sitting here doing this. I'll tell you that. So,
no chance.
Polaris, Motul, Rigid, Tensor, Method, Walker, Holtz, Car One. Man, there's a ton of people. Sparko. There's no way without those people behind the program that we're going to be doing it. It's too expensive, and you got to have a lot of help, and those guys have been a huge one.
So when you talk about the sponsors and stuff, because I always think about it like from a PR standpoint, right? Like, okay, well, you got your PR girl right over here, right? So what would she say has been the best thing? Like your longevity with the sponsors, the way that you work with them? Like maybe, I guess a better question would be like if you're talking to some of these new racers that are listening to the show, we get this question all the time, like how do I get sponsored? I mean, I probably got it 10 times.
Hire Shelby.
Yeah, hire Shelby. There you go.
Hire Shelby.
But honestly, I think it's just being a genuine person. You see
be yourself, right?
Yeah, and you see a lot of people get a lot of stuff really fast and then they burn out, right? So they get help, and I don't know how they're doing it, or maybe they're not even getting it. What it seems like, how Instagram is, so you just never know. But I feel like I've had relationships with a lot of people. I have old sponsors that don't even sponsor me anymore, and we have super good relationships with.
That's actually really hard to do.
Yeah, no, and I mean, there's just comes a point where, sometimes from a business standpoint, like, hey, sorry, this doesn't work this year, but I'm not saying that this isn't going to work in 2 years or 5 years from now. Like,
don't burn bridges.
You can't. It's such a small industry, and like you see it, you see one person. So let's say you burn a bridge at one sponsor. Well, a lot of times that guy that was your sponsor there has now gone to this company, this company, this company, and this company. So if you burnt your bridge with him, you're done with all these other ones too. So you gotta, I don't know, I feel like just being a genuinely good person, and I mean, I don't know, I feel like we probably don't do social media stuff as good as we should. That's kind of why Shelby's been helping us out. But you just like talk to them and let them know how you're doing and just get to know them on more of a personal level versus just like, hey, what can you give me type thing.
And we actually talked about this when Shelby was interviewed on the show earlier, like one of the first episodes. Another really, really big tip, never throw your helmet.
Yeah,
Never
get
throw
pissed.
your helmet.
I had
Cody's definitely more of that than me.
my first year of racing, goggles flying, just all kinds of stuff. Just
because you want to win.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I look back at it now and I'm like, dude, I was an idiot. Like, that's the dumbest thing. And I pissed people off.
20/20.
Yeah, I made people mad. So, it's you gotta, you can vent and you can do all those things, but do it in private.
Yeah.
Don't
go in the motorhome.
Yeah, go in the motorhome and throw your tantrum and then walk out with a smile on your face because
exactly.
It looks really, really bad. It looks really bad when you just put it all out there. So that's kind of the biggest thing that I've learned. I've been on the other side and done some stupid stuff. So,
and we all know that there's always a camera around these days, right?
Yeah, there is.
It is super cool that you guys operate your program like that. I think more so like you're talking about being a good person and being yourself, but you relate to the people, right? Like you said, Motul is a sponsor of yours. Razor is a sponsor of yours. There's people behind that sponsorship, not just the company.
And those people, those people have families. Those people, do things. They go on vacation. Like, I find a lot of people just get super upset with people when stuff doesn't happen, like right now. And like, people have lives too. So 100%. You got to kind of understand. You got to kind of understand it from. I don't know. I'm probably better than Corbin, just because I have my own family now. So it's one of those things where I understand. I get it. Like, people will call me and I'm trying to sit down and eat dinner, and I'm, they're sitting there calling me for work, and it's like, come on, give me a break. I was at work all day.
I got you.
Yeah.
But
I think just being you, like a lot of these people were just.
Do you think
especially kids and stuff, you try to put on this persona, and like we put on this persona of like, the clean cut, like try to be well spoken and try to have our stuff looking right, but that isn't some persona we're putting on, that's us. You know what I mean? We're not some wild partiers that are trying to put this on. This is us and this is what we want to do. If you are the wild partier, there's still a market for that too, you know what I mean? To a point, so be you. I mean, you can't be stupid.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
But,
I agree 100%, and that's kind of where I was going with it. Was like we had talked about it at the beginning of the show that you guys were OCD, but it's actually just because you guys are being you.
Yeah.
You're not showing something on social media that isn't an actual truth.
And I'm not trying to make people think I'm something that I'm not, like this is me and I'm going to try to be the best me, and I'm going to try to help him be the best him. And we're going to do that together, and we're going to try to make the team the best it can look. But it's still a point. We're still humans, you know what I mean? And every racer is. And man, you play to your strong suits and you try to fix your weaknesses. And just like you're saying, be you. And especially with sponsors and stuff like that, they're real people,
Yeah,
so
100%.
And there's plenty of people now that I can think of now that we're still, friends with, that if there ever is an opportunity in the future, we will be back with him.
I can tell you one of the most meaningful things that has ever happened in my racing programs is me sending thank yous and gifts to my sponsors at the end of the year. Because, they're, like you said, they are a family.
Yep.
Like,
little things like that are so valuable. And it's something that I know for sure we're not super good about, those kind of things. Like
that cheese
just
and
a little
cracker
thing
basket.
like that. Yeah, like we're not that good about social media. And we can make the excuse that, we're just so focused on winning races. And it's probably half valid, but you still have to be the whole package to one point, So
100%. All right. Well, so the iPad's dying. We don't want to lose Instagram. So I appreciate you guys coming on. Let's go through this rapid fire Q&A. You guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah, let's get
All
it.
right. Hopefully you guys didn't cheat too much on these. Let's let Corbin go first here.
All right.
So hard shell or soft shell tacos?
Soft all day.
All day?
Yep.
So he's mad at me because I got hard shell.
Nothing other. I mean, soft carne asada. I don't even mess with anything else.
You don't?
Nope.
Dude,
Carne asada. That's
I'm a hard shell guy.
I like them tacos.
I mean, street tacos I'll do soft, but other than that, I'm a hard shell guy.
Pan fried tacos all day for the win. Chicken or asada?
Oh, asada all day.
Asada, yeah.
Dunes or the river?
I would say dunes.
I'm gonna go river.
You're going river?
I feel like river. You could do both. I feel like you kind of ride at the river when it's not hot. I don't know.
Yeah,
I like chilling sometimes.
Depends on where you go. I like your style.
I race enough, man. I like to be able to go and chill at the river sometimes.
3-wheeler or quad?
I'm going to go with 3-wheeler.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really
I haven't
either,
really even
but
ridden
I'm
them,
gonna,
but I'm
gonna
not a
go
quad guy.
3-wheeler more than I'm going to go quads for sure.
Dude, you guys got some cojones, man. Barsha or Plessinger?
Passenger.
I don't know. Barsha's made a fan out of me this year more.
I feel like
Barsha's style for sure, but as a person, I like Plessinger better, I think.
Barsha is just freaking pepper the whole time.
Yeah, he's
dude.
just
an
full
animal.
wide open.
Pizza
I love
rolls
that.
or jalapeno poppers?
Little Smokies.
Ooh. I remember we used to have that on here.
Yeah, I'll go pizza roll. I'm not a huge fan of either, really, I guess.
Would
but
you
I'll
pick
go
Little
pizza rolls.
Smokies then, too?
I don't know that I've ever had Little Smokies.
Little Smokies are the little
dude.
barbecue weenies, the little ones.
Oh, yeah.
What if I
yep,
did Little Smokies or Mini Chimmies?
Little
That's
Smokies.
what I should do.
I just always called those mini dogs, but
Mini
Little
dogs?
Smokies, yeah.
Mini corn dogs or mini chimneys?
I would definitely go, mini corn dogs.
All right, let's see here. What's next? Oh, coffee or tea?
Neither.
I'm going tea. I like the sweet tea count. I love sweet tea.
You love you some sweet tea? Favorite movie?
I don't know. I'm not a big movie guy.
I really like Ford versus Ferrari and the Goonies.
That's a good movie. All right, if I
Goonies.
get two, I get Hot Rod as my funny, and like my serious is like Interstellar.
Really?
Some weird sci-fi drama.
People have always asked me this question because they think I'm going to pick like whatever movies, but like Step Brothers or something. And I'm like, no, dude, it was like Requiem for a Dream as number one, and what's that one with? Dang it, Russell Crowe, and he was gosh, I forgot what the name is, but the brain movie where he's really smart.
A Beautiful Mind.
A Beautiful Mind.
Yeah.
Those
I'm
two.
weird too, though,
Requiem for
'cause,
a
like-
Dream and A Beautiful Mind, and then Butterfly Effect is Podium.
All right.
I'm weird. Like I'm not a big movie guy, but I don't really have a favorite because I hate to like watch the same movie twice. Like if I've seen it, I've seen it. I already know what's gonna happen. You know?
Yeah, I feel you on
Shelby
that.
makes fun of me for it, but I'm like, I've already seen it.
Road
Let's watch
bike or
something
mountain
new.
bike?
Mountain bike.
You guys are on mountain bike all day. You don't like
road bike
Mandex?
is just pure suffering.
Dude, it's pure suffering. You know what I was thinking the other day, though, is like that's probably why I like it so much is because I wasn't able to suffer for so long, and now I can do it. I'm like, yeah.
I get it. I mean, I'd love to have one.
I can't
and
say I've
do it.
ever
I think
ridden
I
a
could
road
do it,
bike,
but
so.
Really?
I've never like full spandexed up and like
You gotta
actually
do
gone on
it.
a ride. I've ever just cruised one around.
Just to have a picture of the spandex so you can give it to your wife when she's all mad at you and just make fun of you after that.
Look pretty cute.
Mountain Dew or Dr. Pepper?
Sprite.
I'm not a big soda guy. I'm more of a water, but I'll do Dr. Pepper over Mountain Dew for sure.
So Ryan Beat was telling me that, and we all know what Shelby would do, Cactus Cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does like Cactus
Ryan
Cooler.
Beat said Dr. Pepper is the soda of off-road. That's what he told me.
Dr. Pepper is good, dude. I mean, like I
Really?
said, I don't really drink soda. Like I don't
I mean,
drink
maybe we
it,
should
but
hit them up
I
for a
eat pretty
sponsorship if
healthy,
they're the
so
soda of
that's-
off-road.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, so where did that come from? If you had one superpower, what would it be?
I
Like,
think,
I mean, what
fly.
are our options?
I think
What are our
fly.
options?
No, we can't just make up. No, you can make it whatever you want,
Flying
dude.
would be pretty sick.
Yeah, I think fly.
What would your son pick? Hayden pick?
Oh, he'd for sure be
Shoot webs.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, he would definitely be able to shoot webs.
Spider-Man?
Yeah, he'd for sure be Spider-Man.
He might be Sonic right now. He might like to run
Yeah, I don't know.
fast.
He's all
pretty
about
into
Sonic, too.
Where are you going with your superpower?
Oh, dude, I'm going everywhere.
There. Oh, you're going to be a teleporter guy?
Yeah, no, I'm flying. I'm just cruising. When it's time to get dinner, I'm just flying over to Italy or something for dinner.
All right, so we already talked about this one. Your guys' most memorable race was that one in 2019. Favorite
probably.
flavor of ice cream?
Chocolate chip cookie dough.
Whoa. Oh, yeah, you answered this last time, I think. At the-
Cookies and cream all day.
cookies and cream all day? Dogs or cats?
Cat.
Dude, I think I like I didn't used to like cats, but I think I like cats now.
What about the little pig that's out front? Well, I don't think he's too little.
Yeah, he's
but-
not very little.
He's
And
a
don't
big
make
old
him
brat,
mad.
dude.
Oh, really?
He's a big old baby. Definitely not pigs.
Netflix or YouTube?
Netflix.
Netflix.
Supercross or motocross? Well, Shelby's going to pick you. You got to tell you that you have to say YouTube next time because.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
YouTube, sorry.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Supercross or motocross?
I think I'm an outdoor guy. Motocross.
Dude, I really appreciate outdoor so much, but the hype of Supercross, like opening ceremonies, you can't
Dude,
beat it.
the hype is
Supercross.
pretty good. I feel you. What do you guys think about 3 Anaheims this year? Going to each one of them or what?
I'm
know
going
that
to
I'm
hit
going
one
to
for
all
sure.
three.
I can
but-
pretty much guarantee Link's going to be at all those races.
Link will just be getting it at all 3 of them for sure.
I don't know. You
I'll
might
hit
see him
one or
line
two.
up.
Really?
He might be there.
You
think?
should.
That would be pretty sick. All right, let's see here. What's the next one? What other form of racing? Oh, you guys already did that. Hot dog or hamburger?
Hamburger.
Hamburger all day.
You could pick corn dogs and then hamburgers. This is a good one.
Corn dog and hot dog is a whole
And
separate story.
I'll
dude.
preface this by saying both of your guys' chicks are sitting right in front of us. Who is your celebrity crush?
So are we going off hotness or are we going off like the whole package?
I kind of feel like you should just do the whole package because that's like an even thing, right?
So Jessica Biel, I think, is pretty fine. But,
She's pretty up there.
but she has terrible political views. So it kind of brings her down a notch, but I'd still have to put her on top.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
See,
Corbin, where are
mine's
you
rough
going?
because like when I was like little, like my original was Miley Cyrus, but now she's so blown that I have to go with Kendall. Kendall Jenner. I just mean like she's just done like.
I don't even care who you pick now because she's so blown.
Like
dude,
when you hit wrecking ball, like when she hit wrecking ball, when she shaved her head, like
she
she's
wrecked the ball right there. It was over.
You know, like it was over for me. It was over for me.
Oh, she's so blown.
Yeah.
Chips and guacamole or French fries and ranch?
Chips and guac.
Chips and salsa. There's no other option.
Oh, that's
Chips
what you're
and
doing?
salsa every single day.
All day.
I don't miss a day.
Yeah, especially with the shitty ass guac that we got today.
That's like my
so
one
sucked.
snack. I eat pretty healthy, but that's like my one snack
Yeah, so
that I have to have.
The iPad's dying, but funny story is we got a bunch of tacos today. We tasted the guac. You and I both did, and you tasted it like you had some cojones to go in there and taste it. It tastes like soap.
Yeah, just like
Dude,
soap.
I haven't eaten any. I'm gonna have to go pound some now.
I think
had
they
the
might have
biggest
put
migraine.
some,
No,
I
your
didn't
stomach
even
is already
eat it.
hurting. You're gonna
Yeah.
blow.
Yeah.
You're gonna be blown after
I
this.
think I'm
You eat
better
that.
now, dude. I wasn't feeling good before, but I'm gonna go pound some tacos now.
All right. Well, thank you guys both for hanging out on the show, letting us hang out with the Dirt Life at the shop. It was really cool to just have a fun conversation. Is there anything else that you guys want to talk about before we dip?
No, I'm good.
Yeah,
First of all, you guys did an awesome
we
job.
covered a lot.
I think you guys did fantastic on the show. It was cool to have Ronnie on. It was cool to have Seth on and hanging out. It was really cool that you guys got so many comments and people chiming in. I think it was a really good show and a really fun time. So I appreciate you guys having us.
Thanks for having
Yeah,
us.
I appreciate you being here. It was fun.
Don't
Do it
eat the
again.
guac.
I won't eat the guac.
All right. Well, thank you very much to Shelby. Shelby's was awesome, man. She did such a great job at coordinating all of this stuff. She even did some technical stuff, like she was a technical coordinator, figuring out how fast the internet would go and stuff. So, if you guys do need any help, hit up Shelby for your racing programs because she did such a fantastic job mediating this and getting everything lined up that I think she would be a fantastic addition to any of your guys' sponsorship acquisition opportunities and stuff like that. So, thank you very much to her for doing that. Next week's show, we have Mikey Kelly and Johnny Cultura. They're going to both come on. I think it's going to be pretty awesome to talk with those guys. They're both
Should be a good one.
hype men in general.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate all you guys for joining us. Like you guys commenting in and having fun with us is the lifeblood of the show. So we can't thank you guys enough. You guys can always check us out every Monday night on Facebook and YouTube. Unfortunately tonight Facebook didn't work, but you can always check us out on Instagram. And Thursdays we always have an Instagram Live with the Industry Insider. All of the shows can be downloaded on any of your favorite archive apps, I call them, like iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, all those apps. So feel free to check those out while you're driving. Then you don't have the video, but you can still listen to all the audio. So, man, it was just an awesome show. You guys have been so good to us. We want to give back to you guys. So on the dirtlifeshow.com, we have set up a sponsor deals page. So you guys can go get deals over there. You can even watch videos from our boy Alex Stryler. He used to work at Lucas Oil. He's a marketing coordinator and just an all-around badass. He has a whole sponsorship tutorial program that you can watch on how to get sponsorships for your race team. I strongly suggest that because that's information that, well, I think everybody needs, and I wish I had when I was a little bit more green in my racing program. So, like I said, thank you guys very much for everything. You guys did a fantastic job, and we really appreciate it. Thank you to the guys at KMC Wheels for sponsoring the show. Thank you guys at EFX Tires for sponsoring the show. Guys at Shock Therapy, the guys at Zolander Racing Products, and of course the guys at Cryo Heat and Solder Weld. We really appreciate you guys sticking with us, and man, we'll see you guys on Thursday. Have a good night.
Thanks for listening to The Dirt Life Show.